morning, people. It's our favourite day here on TDA, Friday the 11th of November. So welcome to TDA the day after, your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, you have amazing hosts with you. Let's introduce ourselves.
It's your boy Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Morning, people.
Good morning. It is Minnie Mouse. That's why I look the way I look today. It's Minnie Mouse, your favourite shade queen in my own royalty.
I'll get used to it, I promise. It's your girl, it's your girl Justine, the fitness queen, representing the Black Queens.
Love it.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
I actually like the order of the intros because we're here for vibes. Just do whatever. He's bringing temptation, I'm bringing shade, and then you guys bring the black queens, and he's pro-black. We love it. Good balance.
It's necessary.
Good balance. How's everyone doing though?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Why are you going with me for?
Well, where's the camera on you?
I'm not feeling well, man. I don't know what's wrong with me, man.
Aww.
You want to tell people what you think the reason is?
You got man flu?
Huh?
Have you got man flu?
I don't know. I was driving in. I was ready for the world. You know me.
As you do. Come on.
I was ready for the world, and then as I was coming off the motorway, just everything just started happening to me. First, I got like a little hot flash, headache.
Are you in your period?
Potentially. Then I thought I was going to throw up. Then just...
Sounds like a period.
We still need to do that. So I think we proposed one time that we'd have, you know, those machines that make guys feel, or is it contractions?
Oh, it's contractions.
I think we should still do it live on air.
That would be hilarious, you know.
It'd be so funny.
I couldn't do that, no.
No, but that's the whole point of it.
Do you not have do you have a high pain threshold?
Yeah.
You'll be
right.
You'll be fine. It's just so men can understand it.
Do you not feel like whenever you tell a guy you're on your period or you've got period pains, it's like
yeah,
you go through, you deal with it every single month.
I'm
like
literally
you should be used to
dying.
it. It's not burnt out.
I'm literally crying, and you know how like in the Bible Esau sold his birthright. If I could sell,
I hear it. Like I literally hear it.
I would sell it in a heartbeat. It's fine, just take it because what is this for?
Yeah, it's not necessary. Do you know what? Yeah, I feel like it's the one thing that humbles me every month. Like you know, like I think I'm a G, to be honest.
You are absolutely.
Thank you. I feel like I can conquer anything. But you see, when I call her Gladys.
Oh yes, you do.
When Gladys is about, I'm so humble. I'm just like.
It's a nice reset. It really does humble you. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like it comes by too quickly.
Like I feel like I was on the other day, and here we
are. And here we are again. Like this is not. And when you think that it's meant to be to remind you that you're not pregnant, bitch, I know. I know I'm not pregnant. I'm very aware. Legit,
yeah.
You'd be surprised. Many don't know that they are.
Do you know people? That scares me. There's people who go to the hospital. I read another story not too long ago, and she literally went to the doctors, and they thought it was something like she had something growing in her or whatever.
And then found out it was
whole
baby.
time, and then she goes to the toilet. Not her being in labour in the toilet.
Okay, that's wild.
Like she went to the hospital for one thing, went to the toilet, and now she's in labour, and the baby just like, it's like, yeah, you're in labour.
That must mean she must have had like. Not a smooth pregnancy, but you get what I mean? Smooth. Like, she must have... The fact that you got to the point of labour and you didn't know you were pregnant, that means it was like...
Because she didn't have a bump or anything.
Oh, is it?
Maybe just there, just living and growing within.
Carefree. Not paying
I'm
rent,
sorry,
nothing.
I can't imagine going to doctors for asthma review.
And
I come back with a baby. No, there's got to be some organisation where this is rude.
That is extreme.
That's mad. You don't even have literally.
You're not prepared. Nothing.
Not in any way. You don't have nappies.
Yeah.
Your living situation might not even be conducive for the baby.
That's nuts.
No, that's wild to me, and it really happens to people.
Do you think someone like that? Obviously, I'm just speaking for people out there who just want to inquire.
As you do.
Thank you. Do you think people like that just are kind of lost in the world?
No,
because you're gaining weight, obviously, right?
No, they're not.
Why not?
They're not gaining weight. They're not. The baby bump is not showing. They're just like they've no symptoms.
But then hold on, question. Yeah. Like, do you have your period? Because obviously,
some people you can.
Then that way, like, if you haven't had any of the symptoms, then I can't. Like,
because apparently sometimes people that are pregnant do have periods as well.
Is there a name for it though? Like having a
It's a bloody scam. That's what it is. That's the name. Because that's wild to me. But no, they do have the period. So there's nothing that would indicate here
that you're pregnant.
And you know that with women anyway, your hormones do whatever they do.
Yeah, they're nuts.
So you wouldn't. I wouldn't just think pregnancy. If I haven't got morning sickness, I'm not putting on weight, there's no bump showing.
Can I be honest? It sounds ideal though.
It does.
Like, if you knew you were pregnant and that's how your pregnancy went, that's lit.
Yeah, I want my pregnancy to go like, but I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm not good with surprises. Like, I can't be like, oh, Bren, I can't come in tomorrow. Well, I went doctors for a checkup today and I've got a baby now.
Yeah,
what does that even mean?
Yeah.
In 9 months, and if you serial date, how do you start to track the
Girl. Whew, child, the ghetto.
father? Big up the women who have been in that predicament. All the best. I hope it all works out.
I can't do that level.
Yeah, she didn't know she was pregnant. There's no way she knows who the baby daddy is, isn't it?
No chance.
No.
No, there's a chance.
She could have a
just
partner.
one person,
She could have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or she could have a partner.
Yeah, if you don't sleep with multiple people,
She's
you
single,
know.
man. Her partner would have clocked she was pregnant.
No.
If she didn't clock,
How? So you're telling me if your girl...
Wait.
No, literally.
Someone said I would leave that child in the hospital because you can't surprise me with a child like that.
I'm done.
I'll be honest with you.
What, and a woman said that?
A woman said.
I'll be honest with you. I hear it.
If we said that.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, because
that one, I do not hear. I'm
because
so
I don't
sorry.
think you understand what a child is. And this is a surprise child. So now you got to call your job. Do you know how unbelievable that is? Sorry, I need maternity leave.
Yeah.
Move, man. What do you mean?
I hear it. It's a hoax.
And you got to apply for that. You can't just get that. Can you?
Exactly, because they need proof. You have no proof. You just got a baby. But I think in that situation, if someone had a baby and they put the baby up for adoption, I'll get it. Because that's serious. If I'm not in a place where I can actually cater to this child, I'm not against adoption anyway. I'm not against giving for adoption or not adopting for adoption. Receiving adoption. Never mind. You get me.
I get you. We get you.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's early. It's Friday. It's all right, girl.
I don't know what I'm doing. You get what I mean? Yeah. But now, big up the women though. I'm gonna see if there's a TV show about this. I can watch a lot more of it because I really want to see how they're getting on. There should be a reality TV show about that. See how they're getting on and how they've had to change their lives and how you even tell your family.
Respectfully. Yeah.
Ghetto.
Go on.
I'm assuming like these type of women are kind of like on the overweight kind of.
No.
Right, Emmanuel.
Because
Is this all because we're saying that it can't be seen, like it's not showing and stuff?
Because in my mind, I'm just feeling, I feel like
No, it's skinny minis.
How though?
It's a miracle.
What is the baby? You know,
Call it a
respect for
miracle.
And the baby's fully formed. That is
must be malnourished.
no.
Why?
No.
Because you've not gained any weight at all.
No, I wouldn't. No. You know, you don't actually have to eat for two when you're pregnant, right? Like,
Because
by the way,
yeah,
it's a.
See, someone
Again,
said it
it's a
happened to their
hoax.
friend. Rebecca said it happened to a friend of mine. Her parents had to go and buy everything while she was in the hospital giving birth. She was having periods the whole time. Nah, trust me, I've seen it's honestly fine. It's just anybody can get it. Quite honestly, if I'm to go for pregnancy, I really hope those are my kind of symptoms. I don't want the dramatics of it.
Maybe you can ask Rebecca Emanuel if she was overweight.
Yeah,
I was thinking to, but
You wanna
I'm
ask
saying, yeah. I mean, you already said it.
You could ask.
Brent speaking for me. No, Rebecca. Yeah, is your friend kind of like on the weighty side of things?
I said they grow towards the back. I'll be honest, I thought that too. Because if the bump is not coming forward, is it going? You got a lump in your back? What's going on? Nah, see, they're super skinny. No, honestly, it's just random.
Wow.
I think that's good luck though. I can't lie to you. Apart from the surprise element when you now got a child, you've got a responsibility for X amount for the rest of your life. The part, everything that comes with it is sick. When you think the women who are out here producing milk from their armpit and losing their teeth and all sorts,
Bro, it's a lot. Hair loss.
yikes. The ghetto.
Look at Marcus just like.
Yeah, because men, it's got nothing to do with
Nothing
men, is
to
it?
do
It's
with
got
you, like,
nothing
it's
to
not your
it must
business
be.
at
It must be
all.
nice, man. It's got nothing to do with them. Ridiculous. Anyways, like this video, innit? Like the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. And let's just get into the show.
Okay.
Oh, were you expecting me to read it?
Well, I didn't give you a heads up. All right. So the first thing is about Rishi Sunak, right? So the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has said he's confident with the goodwill and pragmatism a breakthrough can happen in negotiations over the Northern Ireland Protocol. He was speaking after talks with the Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin following a meeting of the British-Irish Council. Mr. Sunak said his focus was to find a negotiated solution with the EU. He was pleased with the progress that we're making on the protocol issue. He also said he was determined to deliver the restoration of power sharing at Stormont, which has not functioned since February. That is because the Democratic Unionist Party, the DUP, is refusing to take its place in the devolved government in protest against the Northern Ireland Protocol. The protocol is part of the UK-EU Brexit deal that keeps Northern Ireland aligned with some EU trade rules. Mr. Martin said that he and Mr. Sunak had agreed there was a window of opportunity to resolve issues regarding the protocol. He said it was clear that the Prime Minister desires a negotiated resolution that works. So I just wanted to give a bit of information on what the Northern Ireland Protocol is, right? So it's a trading arrangement negotiated during Brexit talks. It allows goods to be transported across the Irish land border without the need for checks. Before Brexit, it was easy to transport goods across this border because both sides followed the same EU rules. After the UK left, special trading arrangements were needed because Northern Ireland has a land border with the Republic of Ireland, which is part of the EU. The EU has strict food rules and requires border checks when certain goods, such as milk and eggs, arrive from non-EU countries. That's why a new system, the Northern Ireland Protocol, was needed. And the second headline is Suella Braverman. She's back in the news. She's active, you know.
Listen, that woman she's shaking her ass for the coins.
Listen to this one. All right, so hundreds of military personnel will be trained to work as border force guards so that they can fill in for striking workers under plans signed off by Suella Braverman. So members of the armed services could be asked to work on the front line at ports and airports by the end of the month. Defence sources said that they had received a request for help from the Home Office, which was now being evaluated. It follows a vote on Thursday in favour of industrial action by the PCS union, which represents thousands of border force guards across the UK. Under Home Office plans, personnel will be given training of less than a week so that they can cover jobs at ports such as Dover and airports, including Heathrow. Usual minimum training would be 3 weeks for a border force guard. They could also be expected to process people coming across the channel in small boats amid an expected increase over the next few weeks. The plan has angered border force guards who say members of the armed forces will be given inadequate training. It could also concern military top brass who have previously questioned the use of the army and navy to fill in for civil servants. John Speller, who's the former armed forces minister and vice chair of the Commons Defence Select Committee, said that the government was treating the armed forces like a temp agency. He said the government had previously used them as the fourth emergency service and now using the military as a temporary employment agency. These are not jobs for which their skills are suited, particularly at a time of international security emergency. Once again, our overstretched armed forces are being asked to cover up for gross incompetence by Whitehall and government ministers. And that's the end of the headlines.
Alrighty, well, let's get into our What You Saying topic of the day.
Topic of the day, I had two topics to kind of throw at you guys, depending on how quick you guys kind of wrap up the answer, right? But we'll see. We'll kind of play devil's advocate for a bit. So, question is it ever okay to sacrifice the life of one innocent person in order to save the lives of 5 innocent people?
Someone's got to be a martyr, man. Someone's got to do what they got to do.
Can we have a bit more context?
1 to 5 though, that ratio ain't.
It's not that great, isn't it?
Is it ever what? Is it ever what?
Is it ever okay to sacrifice the life of one innocent person for 5 innocent people?
Who's making the decision? Is the person? Am I the one who's been sacrificed, or the sacrificee?
We can approach it
part
from
of the 5.
both angles. So you're the president.
Can make a tough call, man. It depends what it is. It really depends what it's about, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if, for example, I didn't save that one person and 5 people were gonna die, gotta pick the greater. Unfortunately, maybe this is how they're meant to go out. This is their purpose, to be a martyr for the other people.
Okay.
Glass half full.
And would you be able to live with that decision?
Listen,
Do you know what I think I could, yeah? Because I think in that scenario, it sounds like either or someone's dying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
What's the
live with
amount
it.
of people dying?
but if I wouldn't be able to live if I saved, I think it'd be harder for me. I have to live either way anyway. I will find a way to get through this. But I think it'd be harder for me to live knowing that 5 people died than 1 person died.
Does any of their circumstances change how you feel? So, for example, let's just say you're at number 10 Downing Street as a prime minister, and you've been told that the 5 people who are innocent in the situation, I don't know, half of them, like 3 of them were criminals, one's unemployed, and one's something else, right?
Man's unemployed, you know.
I'm just saying random things.
Right.
And that one person who's innocent, for example, is a doctor.
I'll be honest with you, I'm saving the doc. Because the doc is going to go on to save more lives than I would have saved with the 5.
Is that guaranteed?
I'll make sure he does it.
To be honest, I feel like if you can justify your reasoning and you're okay with that, then it is what it is. Do
Then
you know
it
what I
is
mean?
what it is,
Like, what you said makes sense,
Yeah.
to be fair. So I hear it.
Yeah. I think if I can, I would just, for me, I like rationalizing things. Once I can rationalize something, I can move on from it. Okay. So with this, say it is the example of a doctor, 3 criminals, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to come there unemployed because that's not a disease. But it's a case where I would just see as, you know what, this doctor can go on to do other things and they've spent their life living good and blah, blah. It just is what it is, innit? But I think in situations like that, you can't start getting into the specifics of it. You got to just do it objectively. Because when you start getting to everyone's sub-story, now you wish you can pick number 2 ahead of number 3. It's the whole thing. It's all messy now. I feel like certain things you just got to act and not start digging into their circumstances, like, oh, whatever it could be.
But typically, like, when people are faced with these type of decisions, right, negotiation with terrorists, I know a lot of the countries in the West say they don't negotiate, right?
Yeah.
But they do kind of find out who they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Who is this particular person I need to negotiate about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, again, like you just said, right, this is a doctor who could potentially go on to save multiple lives. What if this is a doctor who has saved multiple lives but is in retirement age? Does that change anything?
If the doctor was what, sorry?
They've saved multiple lives throughout their career, but they're now 70 years old, retirement.
And who are the other? Who's in the other group?
I'm so done. Same group.
Because you're on your way out.
This changes things.
Do you know what? If he's like got grandkids and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay.
But then now you're doing what you said you didn't want to do and getting into specifics.
Yeah, but you already put me in that position because you're telling me this man is 70. You're telling me he's a doctor. You're telling me he's saved lives. You're telling me all this information. So now I want more information. If he's got little grandkids, I loved the heck out of my grandparents. Granddad's got to stay, man.
Okay, no grandkids. He was dedicated to medicine, saving lives. He just retired now.
Oh, has he got a wife though?
Oh,
If it's because I love older couples so much. So I'm saying, this is why I say you can't give me any facts because I'm an emotional person. So when you give me one thing, now I want to know more. Now I'm like, oh, but like Margaret can't be on her own. Do you get what I mean? So it's just getting complicated. So you just gotta let me act. Just act. But to play along, are the 5 people young? What were the crimes?
Petty crimes.
Like a little theft?
Yeah. Well, 2 of them. One was, I don't know, ex-murderer.
Pedophile?
No, ex-murderer. Remember, you can't save like individuals in the group. You have to save the
That's what I'm
group.
saying. But then sometimes, just because you're in the wrong group, you all might go down.
Are you sure?
Sadly. No, it'd be like that. I've gone in trouble for things I haven't done and because I was in the wrong group. So it's life sometimes.
or you just leave it to fate, man. Someone in the comments said draw straws. To be honest.
I mean, if I'm in a room of our MPs or whatever, I'm taking a vote. I'm like, guys, what are we doing? Because that's when I know details about stuff, it just gets too emotional. Other than but I think in my instinct, without knowing information, or whatever, I would want to save the 5 over the 1.
Okay. What about you, Mark?
What's the question again, sorry?
Is it ever okay to say sacrifice?
Before you continue, Manuel, Esther, if it was just 1 child and 5 adults, would the same answer apply?
1 child and 5 adults.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saving the child.
All right. Okay.
They've lived. They'd be alright.
Like adults, let's say 35 years old.
They'd be alright.
Wow, so you're sacrificing me, yeah?
I can't kill a child.
I'm joking.
Are you killing the child though?
The child's gonna die. I'm gonna have nightmares about that child.
You won't get over
I have a very, very soft spot for kids. Like the other day I was in the corner shop here, and I went to get popcorn, and then there was this little school kid guy. He was so cute in his little blazer, and he was just standing there. And I feel like I feel like I'm gonna cry. He wanted like a particular sweet, but I think he couldn't find it. And then I said to him, I was like, oh, are you in the queue? He was like, no, it's fine. He was so polite and so sweet, yeah. Then he wanted to ask the shopkeeper where the sweet was like, excuse me, sir. I said, oh, my heart.
Because he said, sir.
Because he said, sir. I said, no. And then I tell you, my eyes, I was welling up. I said, oh, this is the cutest thing ever. And then they told him the price. Obviously, inflation is so stupid now because people are still giving the kids £1 coins for the sweets they want. Yeah. And the sweet was at £1.25. And then he was looking at his hand. He couldn't. I'm going to cry.
Did you give him the money?
I paid for it.
Of course you did.
And then he tried to give me the coin. I was like, no, it's fine. I was like, do you want anything else? I was ready to buy out the shop for this. He was the cutest little boy ever. Yeah, kids, I can't.
What race was he?
Do you know
he was white.
I was coming to ask that, you know.
Why
are you like this? I'm the same.
No, he was white. But I just love, like, little kids. I just, I'm going to cry. Take a camera off me.
Just getting emotional. I can feel it.
It's so sweet. Oh, well, yeah. So, I would save the kid.
You'll save the kid.
Yeah.
Okay. What if it was 30 adults?
Okay, you're doing a lot. And one kid. I'll be honest with you, I'm always going to save the kid. I will even go as far, if, say, the parents were part of the group that had to go, I would adopt the kid. Yeah.
You're the Prime Minister. You've got other duties, you know?
Yeah, but I would adopt the kid.
This is a good question. Esther, what if the child was your sibling and the adults were your parents? Or your immediate family?
Who asked that? You need to ban them from the community. What kind of witchcraft?
Tariq, since you're saying
Tariq, you are on crack this morning.
You're always picking kids. What are you saying?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Your sibling or your parents, basically.
Well. Oh. Do you know what? Because I know how my mum is, I'll pick my sibling. Because I can't. Sorry. I can't have my mum. My mum would not.
She wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah. For her to know her child died.
I'd pick my sibling.
Yeah.
One, because my mum and my daddy's on his way out anyway. So for me, it's
girl, my daddy don't even exist. So my mama.
So I'm like, bruv, you've lived your life, man. You've had your time. You've even been here for too long.
And I'll be honest, I
go and take rest. Go and take your leave. Bye.
Come and take rest.
No, but you know what? We banter my dad all the time though. He's on his way out. He even says it himself. He's like, I'm waiting at the departure lounge. Like,
he knows. Okay, sir.
He knows. He's
but
on his way
I did think that because I thought my sibling, like, they've got the rest of their lives. My mum's lived. She's enjoyed her time. And I think just know, like, she wouldn't be able to. It'd be difficult for her to know. Yeah. To live with her child gone. That's mad. So thanks, Tariq.
I'll be honest with you though. I feel as though most people kind of answer that question kind of easily. Not easily, but kind of just easier. Like, I would have thought most people just say, yeah, my siblings.
Yeah, but some people, like, the parents is deep though.
I'm not going to lie. My mum, I'd pick my mum over my sister though. Sorry, Georgia. All day, every day.
Georgia's currently entering your room.
No, literally, as we speak.
But yeah, it's difficult. But I think with the parent one is always difficult. You don't want to lose your parents, but if it's a hard decision like that, I'm even someone. I'm good with the Lord. I believe I know where I'm going. I might even put myself forward, man.
Serious?
Yeah, because it's a lot.
What if the person says, like, no, we don't want you? It's either your sibling.
But what are you saying about me? Now I'm going to distract from the conversation. What do you mean? I'm not valuable enough?
Yeah.
It's disrespectful.
So essentially, yeah, you feel as though people's ages, careers, things of that nature, right, determines, to some degree, the value of an individual in society.
It's
or even
sad.
to yourself.
I think it's sad, but society, that's how we are judged in society, how valuable you are. And your value is not just the fact that you got life. When you think about it, everyone is valuable for the fact that they've got life. Because people die at any moment. Do you get what I mean? But unfortunately, with life, like, we don't appreciate life while we're in life. It's when someone passes away, for example, like, oh my gosh, life is so precious. But then human nature, the next day or the next maybe 2 hours after that, we just go back to not appreciating life again. So unfortunately, part of the things that we do does judge how valuable we are in life, unfortunately. But yeah.
And do you guys, obviously I know, like you said, society sees life that way. But do you guys see life that way?
To an extent. Because I think if, for example, you're just a criminal, you're someone who, like, literally you just say like paedophilia, for example, or like a murderer, you just go around like that's all you do, just murder, and do inappropriate things. I can't. How valuable is your life? You don't even think your life is valuable because you look at what you're doing with the life. I think life is valuable to each person that has it, and I think as much as we can in our control, we can use that to good things. We can also define how valuable our life is. Like I can let you know how valuable my life is by how I treat my life. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
so if you're someone who doesn't treat, you don't see your life as valuable or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not. Who am I to come and be throwing value at you?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And also, it's like, I do believe in second chances though. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, there is that of, who's to say that that person isn't going to have that moment where like life can change?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not for me to play the role of God, you know?
No.
A bit of a follow-up question, yeah? So this person, right, who you're now, I guess, assessing their life and saying, you know what, do you really value your own life, right? They're 35, 40 years old. They haven't done anything with their life. By all moral standards, it's been kind of a poor performance, right, up to that stage. And they're saying, look, I will give my life for these 10 people. You got to pay me, though. Obviously, he's going to give this money to his kids or whatever, right?
Okay, I was going to say you.
I was going to say you're going to die though, so...
I'll be like, yeah, I'll pay you, and then when he dies, I'll take it back.
No, like he's planned this out. Like,
Okay,
you know
fair
what I'm saying? Signing contracts and all sorts, right?
Okay.
Is there a certain amount of money that you guys will refuse to pay based on how he's performed in his life?
Now, you can ask for whatever you want to ask. Whether I'm going to give it to you, that's another different ballgame. If you ask for $20 million, life is not worth any amount of money. There's no money that will ever equate to life because you can't buy life.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, I ain't got that in the bank.
And I think also, the reason why I guess I wouldn't judge it based on like their standard of life is because the money's not going to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not enjoying the money. So whether you've lived a shit life or a good life, you're not benefiting from that. It's your family. So I think it'd be silly or wrong of me to judge it based on how you've lived your life. Do you get what I mean?
But like you guys said before, your decisions kind of indicate how you value your own life, right?
Yeah, of
and I
course.
guess how you, to some degree, value your children's life. Because you're the parent, you ain't doing nothing with your life. So obviously you're not providing adequately for your children. So why now, all of a sudden, because you're about to die, your value goes up? Or the value of those kids go up?
No, but it depends why they weren't able to provide. There's so many factors that influences people not being able to provide.
No, in this scenario,
children.
like in this scenario, we're making it easier where it's like this person's just a waste of space. You know what I'm saying? According to society.
Yeah. So are you saying that? What is the question exactly? Sorry.
So this person is basically saying, look, I will give myself for these 10 people, for example.
Yeah.
They haven't done much with their life. They're unemployed, ex-criminals, all the type of things that society will kind of condemn. They are, right? But they're saying, look, give me 100 million for my children, make sure they're cool, and we can end this whole negotiation process with these terrorists.
I'll be honest, yeah. I think even if you've lived a very useless life and you haven't added anything quote unquote valuable to society, life is still life, you know. Like life is worth everything and more. So I get it. So I think just because you haven't achieved anything in society that I can class as valuable, it's still life. You're gonna cease existing.
Yeah, but
That's a big thing.
But for the entirety of their life, right? Like you said earlier, they've let you know they don't value their life. So it's not necessarily you judging necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it is to some degree. But they're letting you know, look, this is...
Yeah, but they must
a
value
game for me.
They value something if they ask for 100 million. If they ask for £1,000, but like, damn, I would have given you more if you asked for it.
Yeah, but people overestimate their value all the time. They want to cheat the system.
They might not value their lives, but I value life. So it's difficult for me to put myself in your shoes of not valuing life because I know how I see life. Like life is very, very precious. And I think that for me, the fact that you even asked them for that money and you thought about your family and stuff, for me, that says something. Because the people dying out here for less and not giving two shits about their family or anything like that. Do you get me? So I think the fact that you've even worried about how your family are going to get on in your absence, even though when you were alive, you didn't bring much, but said, if I'm not going to be here, I at least want to leave them with something. That lets me know that you, in your own way, you understand the value there is in life.
Could it not just be that person's lazy and just thought, you know what, this life thing is kind of long, you know. I haven't done anything for these kids yet. Might as well do something.
Nah, not always. Because there's a lot of people that have the opportunity. There's a lot of people that have opportunity to think that way and they don't. I think I'm definitely giving credit for you wanting to leave something for your children.
Okay.
Is it not a bit of a not saying it's a cop out, yeah, but do you see what I mean in the sense where you've gone through life not doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
And now you have this opportunity to like to do this big gesture, and I get it. Obviously, you're giving up your life and stuff. Yeah, it's like it's selfless, but at the same time, I feel like it's a bit of a cop out. Do you get what I mean?
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I do feel like it is like that though, because it's like I'm not saying giving up your life is easy because it's not.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's like you've refused to, I guess, quote unquote, work hard or do anything substantial for however many years. And in this one moment, it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's tough.
But when I think about that, they didn't have to give their life up.
Yeah, they didn't, but
because they could have carried on living useless. I just think I think me personally, if I'm the Prime Minister, I think there's a bit of grace and what's the positive points I'm giving for that?
Okay. I'm gonna ask a follow-up question to that, but I want to ask Brent the same question. What are you thinking, Brent? Should I repeat it?
Would I kill a child for 5 adults?
Oh dear.
No.
We've moved on from that,
That was a while ago.
You know what you're doing. Benny's on the Issa Rae. Fuck them kids.
Literally.
But yes, we would like your answer to that first.
Depends on how old the adults are.
35, 40.
How the affinity I have for the child.
You don't know the kid. You're the Prime Minister.
It's like it's a
And are
difficult
these
decision.
adults, are they really, really good for society that we are building?
3 criminals.
Criminals?
Yeah. Ex-criminals.
He's like criminals.
Criminals.
Ex-criminals.
So they have form. They have form. And the other one?
One's unemployed and one's average person.
No, save the child. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Gotta do that.
So you wouldn't necessarily think, you know what, there is value from the so-called ex-criminals. They could go in the army, maybe. They could do certain things where
Yeah, but when it is that they had an opportunity to do good with their lives, they decided to do madness. And I'm filling in the gaps as to what they did.
Okay. And you think it's more important, essentially, to punish them rather than get value from them?
I'm not punishing them. I'm just basically championing the child.
I like that.
Not championing the child.
All right. So the other question,
Which is
what's the other question again? Oh man. What's the question?
paracetamol? Yep.
Do you know what's the question?
The second
Last-
question.
Yeah.
What was the second question?
I don't recall.
I don't think we.
That's what happens
Oh,
when
yes.
it is you keep like changing variables.
That's the thing. It's been too many scenarios. Like,
scenarios,
it's just one minute the innocent, next minute the criminals.
Wait. Was it about the?
It's the value. So is that person who hasn't...
Oh, he's back. Yeah. Okay.
So they haven't lived their life in the most productive way, or whatever.
Oh yeah, the money thing.
And they're offering to give their life, right? Saying, look, give me 100 million. And I'll give my life. We can end this whole negotiation thing. And you can save these 5 individuals.
All right, cool. Then that 100 million in our coffers for what's coming next is more beneficial than him looking to give it to his family, right? So I'll say yes.
Well, it depends on you. You're determining this.
Yeah, cool. I'll say I'm a terrorist.
You're determining this.
Oh,
I definitely said terrorist.
I'll say yes. And then when it's time to basically hand over, remove him and use that money wisely.
So you are a
like
terrorist then.
You know what I'm saying? Sound like the American government. But let's just say this is done on TV. So everyone's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
So you can't renege on the deal or nothing like that.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll do it. Only because we see that the government was looking to use 250 million for a yacht. You understand? I have money to splash. You understand? So yeah, it's easy. And plus, I will stagger the payments.
Okay.
Stagger the payments, yeah.
Okay, so my follow-up question to that, yeah.
This is a follow-up question to a follow-up question to a
I don't remember where we
follow-up
started.
question.
I don't remember what the initial. I don't know what we're
Literally.
talking about here.
All right. So, follow-up question is, would you negotiate how much with this individual?
This person's about to die. You're gonna be telling him no. I'll raise you 20 million.
Yeah. I say it sounds like he want to die. It sounds like
So
he
wait,
want to die.
so you negotiate and try and get the lowest deal possible?
100%.
This is what I'm asking.
You're such a politician.
100%.
I hear it, because I do hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know why you're looking at me, because the Nigerian in you,
You know, so
you're
funny.
sitting here acting like, oh, we're being me, but you, the Nigerian in you,
I'll be like, you know,
would definitely
5 million. Let me say no more.
You would definitely negotiate.
Do you know what though? You're right. I think it's orcs, isn't it? But yeah, to be fair, I did say it depends on money in my bank. Your family really about to. And how many people in the family anyway? Do you get what I mean? If everyone's gonna end up with like 50 million each, there's 2 people to this family tree. Yeah, I think it would make sense, obviously, economically, to negotiate. But I hope I never find myself in this kind of situation, because I don't like stress. I'll just take a nap first of all. I'm a nap first, then I'll wake up and we can deal with this. This is wild.
Right. Cool. Well, that's it, man.
That's all you. There's no context. Just vibes. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Actually, I want to know what Marks thinks.
I don't know what you are talking about.
All right. Cool. So,
Oh, I thought you meant so. Let's move on.
Wait. Question: are you now gonna give him
The lowdown.
the lowdown
Of the 50 questions.
and all the different questions?
no. Just the last one.
Okay, because who child?
Basically, you've got this guy. Okay.
Look at that.
Don't add another scenario. He's
even know
thinking
whether he's
he's trying
coming
to
or
add
going.
something. Oh,
All right. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Yeah. So you've got a situation where you could say this one innocent person or these 5 people, right? But you're kind of stuck. You're not sure what to do. Some guy comes along and says, "Look, I'll give my life for these 5 people, but you got to pay me 100 million, right?" So obviously he's going to use this money for his children or whatever, right? But then you find out, right, via your investigations and whatnot, this guy hasn't lived his life very valuable, poor performance on all fronts, doesn't really take care of his kids, ain't had a job for 12 years, and he's like 30. And no, let's just say it's about 30.
This is ridiculous. Yeah. The whole year had
he's not worked. Basically, he's not worked.
He's 30 and he hasn't worked for 12 years. Yeah. Nigga, he was 18.
It was 18.
Lose,
People
man.
18, you get a job?
No, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Forget the age, right? He's like middle-aged, right? So he hasn't really done anything with his life, right? Because we were talking about value of life, right? Would you accept his offer?
I've got to give him 100 million.
100 million.
Are the other 5 people worth? Why are they?
Okay, so the other 5, let's just say 3 ex-criminals, 1's unemployed, and 1 is a doctor. But it's still 5 people.
No, I'll save my money.
Okay. So then you basically just go back to the initial scenario of just trying to save this one innocent person. Or you wouldn't save this one innocent person for these 5 people.
One second, I'm confused. He's saying he's going to give his life up and it will save the 5 other people.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't give his life up, they're dead.
Well, if he doesn't, then you're stuck with the same scenario of is it worth is one person worth the 5 people, basically.
But Mo, you didn't ask him that question. You didn't set the baseline for him. We need to know his character.
I'm actually screaming.
Because he might just lick somebody off to save 5 people. And if that's the case, then negotiating with that guy
isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Someone said you didn't even give us the currency. They said they can see you paying them 20 million naira. It's £100. I'm joking, no, it's not.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Don't come.
It'll be difficult because obviously, you have to kind of go back steps. Yeah, it'll take too long.
Oh, sorry.
Damn shame, eh? All right, people, let's get into our next headlines.
Right. So the Grenfell Tower inquiry has now closed. So, no one should have died at Grenfell Tower. The inquiry into the disaster that killed 72 people has heard as it closed after 400 days of evidence. The government said it was truly sorry for its own failures. Richard Millett, KC, counsel to the inquiry, used his final statement to declare each and every one of the deaths that occurred in Grenfell Tower on the 14th of June 2017 was avoidable. He accused organisations involved in the refurbishment of spinning a web of blame and denying responsibility despite evidence of incompetence, malpractice and dishonesty. In front of survivors and the bereaved gathered at the West London Inquiry Room for the final day of a 4.5-year process, he admitted his initial fears the process would become a merry-go-round of buck passing had been confirmed, and it turns still, the notes of its melody clearly audible in statements by companies this week deflecting responsibility. Millett displayed a web diagram on screens in the inquiry room showing the dozens of occasions on which the company's professionals and public authorities involved in wrapping the council block in materials that burn like petrol had blamed one another. He also accused organisations of disrespecting the victims by seeking to minimise their own exposure ahead of legal proceedings. There was, he added, a failure to pay due respect to the idea of home as a physical aspect of human privacy, agency, safety and dignity. After Millett spoke, Grenfell United, the families group, said the closure of the inquiry, which is not due to produce a report until at least October 2023, was a reminder that we continue to live our lives knowing the evidence has been uncovered, and yet there's no change, no accountability and no charges. As Scotland Yard waits for the final report before moving towards potential criminal damages, any trials for offences ranging from corporate manslaughter to fraud may not start before 2025, which is more than 7 years after the disaster.
Sad, man. Yeah, go quickly.
The next headline is to do with Doreen Lawrence, you know, the mother of Stephen Lawrence, right? Who's campaigned tirelessly for justice and equality since her son was killed in an unprovoked racist attack in 1993. Well, basically, she's come out and spoken candidly for the first time about finding the inner strength to deal with the brutal murder that seized Britain. So in a BBC Maestro course released on Thursday, yesterday, Lady Lawrence reflects on being thrust into the spotlight and having to publicly mourn her son Stephen, then 18, who was stabbed while waiting for a bus in Eltham, South London, nearly 30 years ago. It's crazy it's been that long. It took me a while, she said, to feel comfortable in talking about what happened to Stephen, in talking about my feelings. She said it was too raw at the beginning, too early to process my thoughts to anyone. Speaking in a 3-hour BBC course, Lawrence refuses to tread lightly over her delayed decision to have therapy, her feelings of imposter syndrome, and the guilt of not having been there for her son on the night of his murder. Lawrence told BBC Radio 4's Today programme on Thursday, there are times that you think you can't go on, but then you just think of the person you're fighting for and the fact that Stephen didn't have a voice. I needed to be his voice and to speak out about the injustice. The 1999 Macpherson inquiry concluded that institutional racism contributed to the Met Police's failure to bring Stephen's attackers to justice. In 2012, 2 men, Gary Dobson and David Norris, were jailed for his murder. Lawrence later became a life peer and received an OBE. With her then husband Neville, she founded the Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust, which is now called Blueprint for All, and she's a member on the board and of the council of the human rights organisation Liberty, as well as being a patron of the hate crime charity group Stop Hate UK. While the loss of her son is not something Lawrence is able to stop thinking about, with time, she said, the pain has lessened. When asked by Today how she managed to carry on, she says she drew strength from 2 sources, the fight for justice for Stephen and modelling her behaviour on that of her Jamaican grandmother.
Bless her, man.
Yeah, man. And the last headline for this section takes us to Afghanistan. Trigger warning here. And the Taliban have banned women from visiting all parks in Kabul, excluding them still further from public life in Afghanistan. So a spokesperson for the Vice and Virtue Ministry told the BBC that those managing parks in the capital had been told not to allow women in. The group claims Islamic laws were not being followed at parks. Women's rights and freedoms have been severely restricted since the militant Islamists seized power in August of last year. Under Taliban rules on segregating people by gender, women have been allowed to visit parks on 3 days every week, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and men on the remaining 4. Now women won't be allowed even if they're accompanied by male relatives. Mohammed Akif, who is a spokesperson for the Ministry of Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, told the BBC that we've done this because in the past 15 months, despite our efforts, people have been going to the park and not respecting Sharia laws. The restriction is for all women, whether they are with or without a male escort. The ban on women extends to amusement parks that usually have rides like bumper cars or a Ferris wheel, and where families visit together with their children. It appears to be enforced only in the capital for now, but in the past such rules have eventually applied across the entire country. And that's the end of the headlines.
Alrighty, well, we've got a lot of gist today, boy. Let's get into Word on Road. All right, so we talked about Hush Puppy the other day, and man like 50 Cent posted a picture the other day, posted a series of pictures of Hush Puppy, and he said, for my scammers, I got to do this one. Hush Puppy series is coming soon. GLG, which is a Green Light Gang, and he says he doesn't miss. I want to watch.
Wait.
I'm dying for it.
Do you know what it is about 50? 50 doesn't miss. I'm not going to lie. All the stuff that he's done so far has been top notch.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any other person to do it than him. So I'm here for it. And when you think about it, yeah, we've not had like, when it comes to like the black community, obviously fraud's a big part of like the stuff that happens in our community, right? And I feel like all the films and stuff we've had over the years has always been like drug related, gangs. We've actually never had anything about fraud, so I'm very excited. Yeah,
and on this massive scale as well.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I'm ready because when Hush Puppy got, I was like, can't lie, someone needs to make. I'm sure I tweeted a few times. I said someone needs to make a series about this. This can't go down in history as nothing.
Yeah,
obviously he's done what he's done. It's a bad crime, everything. Proud of him. Because he did what he did. He did what he wanted to do in terms of his career as a criminal, as a fraud criminal. Do you get me?
Yeah.
This is proper sick. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that there's people in his camp.
Did he get 11 years or something like that?
Yeah, 11 years. Yeah.
That's, to be fair, that's like a slap on. In my opinion, that's like a slap on the wrist.
I said the same thing. I said
all the money that
really
you've achieved, it's just
I really thought that man's gonna be in there until like.
But then apparently it's because he obviously cooperated.
So he did, and one of his friends snitched, and he got released early.
Yeah, so
he tried to act like he didn't snitch. Tried to come out and do a caption talking about free hash. Everyone was like, first of all, you know Nigerians, they were like, close your mouth because why are you here? You were his right hand man. Why are you outside and he's not outside? And tries to give us some information about. We don't know where he. Don't act concerned. Yeah. When he probably got because of you as well. Don't try it. But I'm here for it. And you know the other day I was talking about Cyntoia Brown is actually the woman who got the young sentence for killing her pimp. Yeah. There's gonna be a documentary. He's doing it with Lala.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, because she was on Breakfast Club the other day. Lala was on Breakfast Club. Cyntoia's also got an interview on Breakfast Club. She's got a husband now and everything. She's beautiful.
I watched her documentary on Netflix.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, talking about like everything
that happened. It's proper mad. But so Lala was on Breakfast Club the other day. That's it. And she said that they're working on a bio thing for it. Okay. Like a story basically, a lifetime thing for it. And Cyntoia's also a producer on it as well. And with 50, and she said actually she wanted to tell her story, so she reached out to Cyntoia, and then when she asked Cyntoia who she'd want to work with, because Lala's really in her, she's got a great glow up, body wise and career wise. I'm here for it. But yeah, so she asked her who she would like to work with, like who she's comfortable working with, and she said Cyntoia actually said 50, and she was happy because obviously it's 50, like they're working on projects together. Yeah, so I'm gonna be watching that. It'll be proper sick, and yeah, so looking forward to that. And looking forward to the Hush Puppy. I think he's going to be sick. It'd be really, really good.
I just hope he gets casting right, though.
He has to.
Can I be honest, yeah? I'm not going to lie. I don't want to hear American accents.
I don't like when American people try to do African accents.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm talking about casting. Especially because we know Hush Puppy's like Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? I need the casting to be...
correct.
I can't have an American who puts on an African accent and it just doesn't bang. I feel like this one, I need Niger. Like, I need
it to... proper.
Yeah.
Do you want someone that looks like Hush Puppy as well?
I don't think it... I mean, obviously, it will make everything, like, seamless. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, accent, please, I'm begging. 50, I beg. Like, just get... Like, if he nails that, then it'll be a lot easier for me to take in. Because I can't be hearing American accents watching this.
I can't think of any that I know. Anyway, I don't want to dismiss people's, coming up, but I can't think of any known American actor that can see playing this role.
Do you know who I think could play it? You know the British guy, yeah, who is gonna annoy me because I don't know his name, but
Was in Blue Story and stuff. Was the top boy?
no, he's older.
Okay.
And he plays. Has anyone watched? Obviously, Get Rich or Die Trying. He plays Majestic. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
He's Nigerian, but he's British. You know what I'm talking about, innit?
Yeah, I know.
I think he
What's
could
his
do
name?
it.
Okay. But that's what I was
He's
gonna
not
go
big
with.
enough though.
What do you mean? Like, he could put on weight for the role. But the reason why I think he could do it, because one, he's Nigerian.
Yeah.
I don't think
I've seen him play American and British roles.
Okay,
I
yeah.
feel like his accent would be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because I'm thinking, I don't see anyone American doing it justice.
No.
But I do think they can cast on Britain.
Yep.
And because I think with Britain, I think we're more excuse me if it's ignorant, but we're more in tune with like our
Facts.
Africanness.
Yep.
So even when you watch The Woman King, right?
Yeah.
You see how John Boyega was in that?
Yeah.
It was seamless.
Because you could tell he was emulating his dad.
Emulating his dad. He was
Yeah.
like, go. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all the mannerisms, everything. So I think we need somebody, like, he really needs to go to the bag for this if he's going to be sick.
Yeah.
And I think this will be because the story is popular, it's 50 Cent anyway, and it's Hush Puppy, like it's Hush Puppy's story. A lot of people know about him. I think this would also be a good opportunity to shed light on
Africa.
upcoming.
Oh, African actors.
No, I just meant upcoming upcoming actors.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a really good thing because if you think about Power, there's a lot of people I was introduced to from watching Power.
I think with
I think you do
everything 50 Cent's done, like Raising Kanan,
Yeah.
BMF, like there's a lot of characters we got introduced to. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think he'll probably do the same thing.
Yeah. I said A-Dot could play him.
He could. I think A-Dot could. You know, I think A-Dot actually could kill it.
No, someone at A-Dot to get in contact
No,
with the right
literally,
people.
because
That would be sick.
I think A-Dot would kill it.
No, that would be
it
so
would be
sick.
Too sick.
No, Brent, you please make this a clip and tag A-Dot, tag 50 Cent, tag everybody.
No.
That would be proper sick, you know. A-Dot would actually kill it.
He'd kill, yeah, he would. He'd kill it.
That'd be sick. Anyway, we're looking forward to it. We will let you know. We're definitely watching, of course.
We're rooting for you, A-Dot.
We're rooting for you, A-Dot. Absolutely are. And my next bit of news is about Jennifer Aniston, an absolute babe. So basically, she had an interview recently with Allure, and she was talking about, you know, kind of, which is like a, you know, when the interviewers go to your house and they sit down and have like a nice bit of tea and just really, really have a full-on interview. And she talks about a lot of stuff. I believe she's coming out with a hair care line, I think. But yeah, so they talked about so much stuff. And one of the things she talked about was about social media and how, you know, she doesn't really like social media and how times are very different living in this age now to when obviously she was a actress growing up and all that kind of, and just how she was a teenager. And she said, one of the quotes that she said was, "I'm really happy that we got to experience growing up, being a teenager, being in our 20s without this social media aspect. Look, the internet, great intentions, right? Connect people socially, social networking. It goes back to how young girls feel about themselves, compare and despair. I feel the best in who I am today, better than I ever did in my 20s or 30s even, or my mid-40s. And she said, we need to stop saying bad shit to ourselves. And I think that's a negative about social media because a lot of young girls, there's just too much in their heads. There's too much going on in their lives that's dictating to them how they should feel and how they are and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And then also something that's really, really important that I love that she talked about was to do with fertility, which is something that, of course, a lot of women need to think about. Something I've been thinking about and talking about so much recently. But yeah, so she talked about fertility as well. So back in the day, like people, there were so many magazines. Someone did a collage of all the magazine covers that have ever put out rumors that she's pregnant and stuff like that. The whole time, this woman is struggling with fertility.
Yeah, that's
She find it's disgusting.
That's sad.
So she finally opened up and I'm going to read out parts of what she said. She said, so hold on. She said, I was trying to get pregnant. It was a challenging road for me, the baby making road. She said, nobody, and then the interview was talking about like, you know, people who don't really know about these things. She said, yeah, nobody does. She said, all the years and years and years of speculation, it was really hard. I was going through IVF, drinking Chinese teas, you name it. I was throwing everything at it. I would have given anything if someone had said to me, freeze your eggs, do yourself a favor. You don't think it, so here I am today, the ship has sailed. She said, I have zero regrets. I actually feel a little relief now because there's no more, can I, maybe. I don't have to think about that anymore. But then she goes on to say that she said that she basically went through personal pain of thinking about she was selfish in terms of just kind of focusing about her career. So she said that narrative that I was just selfish. She said she struggled, with the narrative that she was just selfish. Said I just cared about my career and God forbid a woman is successful and doesn't have a child. And the reason my husband left me while we broke up and ended our marriage was because I wouldn't give him a kid. It was absolute lies. I don't have anything to hide at this point. So she basically was saying all the tabloids, all that rumors about her and why it was that she got a divorce and, you know, her being pregnant, all that kind of stuff. She said that was stuff that she had to deal with in her personal life. But she then encouraged younger women. She said, if you are someone who wants to focus on your career and all that stuff, your 20s and your 30s, look at freezing your eggs. And that's the conversation I'm having with my friends recently, actually.
Same, you know. Do you know
It's
what?
ridiculous.
Shout out Danielle, because me and Danielle had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And she was just literally like, if like settling down and stuff is something that you actually want to do,
Yeah.
consider freezing your eggs.
Yeah, she's talking about that as well.
Yeah. And I was like, do you know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm getting older. There's nobody here, so
You've got to be realistic. I think
Yeah.
it's the reality of it. It's just being realistic kind of thing.
it's crazy though. Because I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
stupid
I
expensive.
don't know about you, but like when you were younger, did you think? Like, I'm realistic. By the time I'm 25, I'm going to be married. I'm going to, like,
This year was my 2-year anniversary.
I
My
was
wedding.
like, by the time I'm 25, I'm going to have kids. I'm going to be married. I'm going to be pregnant. Like, you know,
Yes.
you just literally believe that, like,
Can
you're
I
in control of your
conditioned to believe
life.
that? Yes.
And then God said, no, my dear, sit.
I
So
was going to
I'm
be celebrating
sat.
my 2-year anniversary this year of my wedding.
Yeah, bro.
Recently dumped. It's ridiculous. The life comes to you so
So
fast.
quickly. So quickly. It's scary. It's actually scary.
I hope the mic didn't pick that up.
We'll be able to see in the chat.
But life comes at you so fast. But do you know what it is? We do have to think about these things if we're being honest. Like, it's just the reality of life. Things don't go the way we plan. But I'll be honest, I'm glad though that it didn't go the way I envisioned it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm glad. All I say is I'm glad.
Is there any again, it might be a bit of a insensitive or stupid question, right? But what really what makes it a tough decision? Why is this something to think about?
Bloody expensive.
Okay.
It's stupid expensive because it's just it's very expensive.
Okay.
And do you know what I think as well? Yeah, I feel like within our community, it's not something
not
that's
spoken
common.
about.
It's
Yeah.
not something that's
Yeah.
spoken about. It's not something that's common. So it's like, even you saying to your mum or having a conversation about, oh, mum, I'm thinking about freezing my eggs. She'll look at you like, what? Like, we don't do that over here. Like, just stop being picky and settle down. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like it's just something that we don't consider because, to be honest, we never kind of thought we'd be in these positions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's a hard conversation
I think
to have.
and I think also when you're living life, there's so much that can be neglected and forgotten whilst you're living life. Like when you think about the way the world is, like it's fast paced. You're getting on with your job. You don't really always have moments to kind of sit down and be like, oh, I need children or I want to have children. Or, do you know what I mean? Those conversations never really happen. Even a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, I don't have time for a relationship. I don't have time for this, blah blah. And then the older you get, you just have this moment that life just, and you're thinking, damn, where's time gone?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
literally.
So yeah, but also it's expensive. And I think in our community, it's just not something that's spoken about. It's just always a God will provide the husband.
No,
We only ever get conversations about the husband will come, and there's never really conversations about what to do if the husband doesn't come. Like the harshest reality of life is that not everybody is going to be married. Not everybody's going to have a life partner.
And-
But when you say that, people are like, God forbid.
And
Nah,
to be fair,
God
not
forbid.
everybody even wants that though. Do you get
Exactly,
what I mean?
there's that as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
you might not like. Yeah, like even with me, yeah, like my mum always looks at me and she's like, "Oh,
Brent.
you don't behave like someone who wants to settle down." Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why do I have to behave like that now if I'm not settled? It don't like.
Yeah.
She just sees me as very career driven,
Yeah,
and
'cause-
like,
yeah.
and she can't imagine like me being able to slow down, man. And I'm like, but to me, this is the time for me to not be slow.
Yeah, because what am I
I
doing?
don't have.
I can't be slow single and not prosper in my career.
What's the point?
Hella
Like,
struggles.
But in your mind, then, assuming your mum was here, she would ask the question. Yeah. When do you anticipate slowing down?
when I'm in the
When the man
position,
comes.
when I'm in a position where I need to slow down.
I
But
will.
are you factoring the other things you can't manipulate?
What do you
Like
mean?
the biology and all them and things of that nature.
Yeah, no, obviously, like, but Emmanuel, what am I meant to do? Go and impregnate myself.
But that's
like,
the
no one's
thing.
here. No, but it's like,
Yeah.
the thing is, I get what she's saying, yeah, but like, I feel like it would be a different conversation if I had a partner. And like, I'm in a situation where it's going in that direction and I'm choosing to focus on my career and do you know what I mean?
But you don't. Sorry to cut you. You don't believe that. Obviously, I don't mean it to sound some type of way here, but you don't believe that partners just fall into your lap.
No, they don't.
Exactly. So if it is a thing where it's like, okay, cool, this is more of a priority for me, can't you kind of do what your mum's saying and go out there and find someone?
But the thing is,
Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm outside. Your
Okay,
girl is
okay,
outside,
cool.
okay? When I say, like, I'm not like, I have a social life.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean?
So it's not,
It's not like I'm work, and then I'm in my house. Like, I have a decent work-life balance. So I'm open. If I meet someone, then obviously we can have a different conversation and things can change. But I haven't met anyone. So I'm just still very much drive. Do you understand what I mean? But I'm able to balance both.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like there's no point in me taking my foot off the gas career-wise.
Because what? For what?
Because
Yeah.
what am I doing it for?
Yeah.
For this imaginary...
And I'm of the same mindset because I believe that this is the time while I don't have a child, while I don't have a partner, to build, so that when I do have that, then I'm in a comfortable position to then be able to slow down. But I think again with like the older generation and the African culture, it's just always the focus is just always on that, and I personally don't even like the way the focus is always on just relationships and marriage. Like again, people never know if that's what you actually want.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I didn't think I wanted children. Do you get what I mean? And then I would be always getting people like, oh, like family members talking about, oh, so, you know, husband. And this, I'm thinking, you don't even know that's what I want. And you just keep throwing these things at people. Everyone wants different things. But I think that when it comes to that, I don't think we have enough conversation in our community about what to do if things you don't want doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And because I remember even High Life, that show that was on Channel 4, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And Irene, Yetta, that's her name, yeah. She was talking to her mum, she was talking about freezing her eggs. And her mum was like, no, like...
Yeah.
But it's a
That's
reality.
the typical African
I'm
response
single,
though, yeah.
I'm single, I don't have a man, but you're telling me that I should keep praying and put myself out there. But the reality is that I don't have a partner. So I've got to do what I've got to do. But someone in chat is also saying that anyway, freezing your eggs and stuff, that comes with risks anyway. Because even carrying when you're older is that. And even the other day I saw Tony Tone's man, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. But he did a video on TikTok and he was talking about how a lot of onus is always on women to freeze your eggs and go out there and live for man. But men, it don't be right for y'all. Some of y'all sperms is... Because people love to talk about, oh, your eggs are drying up. Mate, your sperm is powdered milk.
Literally.
So some of y'all. So the onus is always on women on, you know, get this checks and get this. Nah, it's also on men because really and truly as well, because he talks about so much in the video, I really liked it because he's talking about how even men, they'll feel like, okay, I've got all the time. Because it's funny because we always say to women, yeah, but your biological clock. Okay, but the men that are in my age mates are saying they're not ready. They're not ready to settle. So who am I settling down with, please? And the thing is, then the men then grow up, and he was saying, yeah, you might not want to settle down now, which is fair. But when you're in your 50s, do you really think that a 20 whatever or 30-year-old is gonna be checking for you like that if you're not taking care of yourself? And it's true, if you're not out here looking like a zaddy and you older, you better join your queue.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely men and women have different things to think about, man. So it's crazy that obviously men don't think there's certain things they have to consider with age.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you guys, yeah, with the whole freezing the eggs things. I know Esther, you kind of touched on it, yeah. But if you guys could go back to being, let's say, 21, yeah.
Yeah.
What age? And let's just say, like, same mentality now, where it's like, oh, cool, I will consider doing this, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're 21. What age would you start to do it? Yeah. Start to freeze your eggs. And number two, what age is kind of a cut-off point where it's like, yeah, they're frozen, but I ain't gonna use them no more because of the risks and things of that nature.
You want to go first?
I don't know, you know. I don't know, because I feel like in my 20s, I don't think I would consider freezing my eggs. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't. Like,
no, but I mean, you're the same mentality now where it's like, cool, I would do it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's only more so now because one, I'm older, and two, I don't have a partner. So if I was in my 20s, even if I was if I was 21 and I was single, I was still, my next thought isn't, oh, let me freeze my eggs. Do you get what I mean? So I don't think I'd have that mindset in my 20s.
Is that the right mindset to have though?
I don't know.
Because it's not like you freeze all of them. And you
no, of course. I don't know. And I've also been told that obviously the earlier you freeze your eggs, the better, because you're freezing younger eggs.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So yeah, I don't know, but maybe like from like 25 onwards. I just can't imagine me being 21 to 25 and thinking about freezing my eggs.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. Whereas if I got to like 27, because I'm approaching more towards 30, I think it would be something I'd probably consider. and then go from there.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm the same. I think in my 20s, even when I think of how I've grown in this year alone, because I think last year is when I finally was open up and I was like, actually, I don't know if I want to have kids. And I literally was like, told my mom, to my family kind of vibe. I can't see myself in my 20s thinking about whether I wanted to freeze my eggs or not. Because the girl who I was in my early 20s, that was the girl I was conditioned to be. So a lot of things I wanted was not things that I actually wanted. It was things that society and tradition had told me that I should want. And I was living in that. So my 20s is definitely not the time. Even at the age I am, where I do know about freezing eggs and stuff, I don't think I will look into freezing my eggs until I'm 30.
Why though?
That'll do it.
Because I'll be honest, it's just not a priority for me like that.
Okay.
It's just not. I think if I meet somebody and I get married and we want to have children, that's different for me. Do you get what I mean? But right now, in terms of things I'm working towards, that is not, freezing my eggs is not, I'm sorry, I'm investing that in my career over freezing my eggs at the moment. That's not something that I'm going to take on. I was thinking the other day actually about donating an egg. The ad randomly came up. It was funny because I was like, oh, the government really be listening. And I was like, oh, I could donate my eggs to someone who needs it. Obviously doesn't mean I'd run out of eggs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could donate. And I thought, okay, I'll think about that. Because I feel for people who want to have children and can't have children.
Yeah.
Like I would, it makes me sad that there are people that really, really want to have children and they actually can't. So I think I might do that. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, I just think, yeah, man. The younger me would not have thought about freezing our eggs. The younger me was thinking I'll get married at 25 and thank God that didn't happen because the person I would have been married to, I'd have been 2 months into my divorce. But yeah, so yeah.
So what about the second question?
The cutoff.
Yeah.
I think, do you know what? I think if I get older, for as long as I desire children, I will try.
Even like 45?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. No.
If I
think, but do you know what though?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? My parents like had their kids late in it, so let's not get into that. But Brett knows it will shock you lot. So in my family, it's like there's a lot of like grand brothers and grand sisters. Have you ever seen that thing? Well, what's his name? Young DC Fly, the comedian.
Oh, DC Fly.
DC Fly, when he's talking about,
he's
he's got grand brothers and he's got grand brothers and grand sisters.
Oh yeah.
That's my family. Like my oldest brother's in his 60s.
Wow.
Literally.
Oh, wow.
My dad's old. My dad's 82.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he's old enough to be my granddad. And my sister, my youngest sibling, she's 21.
That's a mad.
Exactly.
That's a gap.
And my mum had my sister at 42.
Okay.
So I guess, obviously I've seen it happen, innit? I've seen people have kids late. So for me, it's not far-fetched. But I'm not going to lie, I don't know if me getting to 40 and then still trying for a child, I think, I don't, I can't, I think it would be my cut-off point and where I'd be like, do you know what, I'm not going to try it. And if it's a case of adopting, I'm going to adopt.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
like,
open to
obviously, if
adopting.
I want kids, innit? So if I can't have them naturally, there's other ways, innit? So yeah, I think at 40, I'd stop trying to conceive. But I'd still, if I still wanted to have kids, I'd still look into how I could have kids.
Yeah. I think for me, for as long as I desire it, and then obviously I am a realistic person, so at some point I have to sit down and think about it. But yeah, it's a tricky one, man, because you never really know how you're gonna feel when. Yeah, it's a tricky one, tricky conversation. But yeah, anyway, so moving on to my next bit of news, which is about Chris Rock. So basically, Netflix are starting. No, that's not it. He's going to be the first ever live stream, like comedy stand-up special live stream on Netflix. So they're introducing that. I believe it's going to be next year, kind of spring of 2023, and it's going to be basically live. And the vice president of stand-up and comedy formats at Netflix, he said Chris Rock is one of the most iconic and important comedic voices of our generation. We're thrilled the entire world will be able to experience a live Chris Rock comedy event and be a part of Netflix history. This will be an unforgettable moment, and we're so honoured that Chris is carrying this torch. I think that's a proper sick idea. To actually do it live.
Yeah, it's different.
It's like you're at the show, but you're not really at the show. So, yeah, it should be really good. Does anyone watch... Do you guys find Chris Rock funny? as a stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
I find him funny in movies.
I don't know.
In movies, I find him funny.
He's one of the greats, man.
Okay.
I saw D-Ray Davis the other day.
Oh yeah, how was it?
On Wednesday. Do you know what? He's funny. I'm not gonna lie. Is it just because I find Americans funny in general? Because anything with an American
the mannerisms,
accent,
everything,
and the mannerisms kills me. Because
Yeah.
I was, but Just Hilarious was there as well, and she weren't as funny. To be fair, like she was alright, but him, no, D-Ray killed me. It was actually jokes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm like you. I think it's the mannerisms, it's the everything. I just love an American accent, man.
So do I.
Love it.
Whew.
Does something. Yeah, my next bit of news is about Jerry Springer. So he's answering for the crimes that he's done to the culture, and he's actually admitted.
Really?
He did. So he was on a podcast the podcast is called Behind the Velvet Rope, and it's by David Yontef. And basically the host asked him if he considers himself the granddad of reality TV. And he said, "No, I just apologize. I'm so sorry. What have I done? I've ruined the culture." He goes on to say, "I just hope," this is funny though, "I just hope hell isn't that hot because I burn real easy.
I'm done.
I'm very
so
light.
done.
I'm very light complected, and that kind of worries me." Yeah, he says basically he said he's a schlub who got lucky, and showbiz was never really a thought in his mind. So I think it's a positive thing that he realizes that he.
Well, what culture?
But
did
then
he
I don't.
destroy
Yeah,
then?
like why I don't get why he's taken so much. Like, it's not taking it personal, but do you actually feel like he's ruined the culture?
I don't think he's necessarily ruined, but I think he took advantage of people's situation. I think for me, that ushered in the whole ratchetness.
That
and
is where
black
it
people being
stemmed from, though.
associated with
the ghetto.
ratchetness. Do you get what I mean? Like, I think that it contributed to how black people are seen as like ghetto and ratchet and just very low class.
Well, I think it's good that Jerry Springer, because Jerry Springer's Jewish,
Okay.
that he's taking responsibility.
I don't know why the Jewish.
I
I thought he was going somewhere else with this. I was like,
No, he
said he's
complete-
Jewish, okay.
complete
That was his point.
Takes responsibility. Hopefully, people follow suit as well. Big up Jerry.
Okay.
big up Kyrie taking accountability for what he's done as well.
Big up Kyrie. We
Great.
support you, brother.
This is not
God bless your life.
not your segment. This is really not your segment. Thank you very much. That's that.
King
So
Kyrie.
anyways, my next bit of news. Mute his mic, please. It's there's rumors in the streets that Diddy and Shawty Wop, aka Young Miami, may not be together anymore.
How do you feel about that whole like
Situation.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, do you know what it is? I am here for women who just want to have fun. I'm here for that. I'm here for women who collect rings and get engaged and get married and then divorce and find another one and another one. I'm here for that. So I'm here for the fact that she was just like, I've come out of a relationship of how many years with Southside. I know Southside is burning though. Because you're from Southside to Diddy. Whew, that's an upgrade. But yeah, I like the fact that she was like, I was in this relationship for however long. This guy was doing whatever he was doing. I didn't like it. And I said, you know what? Now I just want to date. Because that's really what she was doing. She wasn't just dating Diddy. She was just dating and just enjoying the perks of being with the man. And I like that. I like that she got a show out of it. She's out here now. We're about to see her movies and TV shows next year. I feel like she's enjoyed. I think there are elements that make me uncomfortable, but that's me projecting. Like being at the award show talking about go pappy, ma'am, sit down. I was JT was like sit down, kind of. Do you get what I mean? I think I like their dynamic. I think it is what it is.
Do you think it really is what it is though?
No, because this is how I know it's not what it is. Because they would say stuff like, "Oh, this is just fun, and we go together." And
This
blah
is what
blah.
I'm saying. I'm not buying it.
You're gonna catch feelings though.
This is my dear.
And they did, because did you see her party the other day?
Yeah.
She posted a picture and she was like, "You make me a
feel, bro. This is why I'm saying.
I said,
yeah,
this is nuts.
This is why. This is not city girl behavior.
It's not.
That's why I'm saying
It's against the code.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I know how I am in it. So
Yeah.
I guess I could never put myself in such a situation because
Yeah.
I'm a certified lover girl at heart in it. I'm not for the streets.
This is me.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not
I'm
a
just
city
trying to be my
girl.
one man,
I've
building a
never been a
life.
city girl. It's not. It's not. a bit
Yeah,
of
I'm not
me.
built for that life.
But as I'm watching it unfold, I'm not buying it. I'm like,
Yeah.
sis, you're gonna end up like Cassie and Kim Porter and being in a very extended situation and being so entangled emotionally.
Yeah.
Because you I love how you make me feel, girl.
He ain't make
You
you feel
gone.
nothing. And I think, do you know
And
what
then
it is?
Daphne Joy the next day, like,
She bought the cake at the party. What are you talking about?
no, I can't.
The
Man.
cake at the party that young Miami was doing, oh yes, I'm the queen.
The entanglement is too much.
But you know what it is? I
cannot.
think the reason why I said I'm here for it is because I just want women to do whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever it is that helps you feel like helps you heal. Some people feel like they got to get under someone to get over somebody. All the best with that. Me, I'm a crier. Do you get what I mean? I think all the best to all parties involved. So I like the fact that she felt like this was the phase of life she was in, because to be fair, she's been through a lot. She broke up with Southside just after giving birth to her beautiful baby. Summer. After giving birth to Summer, her baby dad got shot and killed. She's been through a lot. So if this is what helps you in this moment,
then
just
do
make
it,
life easier for you. This is what I'm here for when it comes to women. However, I always just say to women, even like with my friends, I'm just like, just be aware of the realities of this thing. It can all sound good. It can all sound fun and whatever, but you know how you are when it comes to feelings. You know feelings will get caught, and you need to understand that this is the contract you guys had in place. So when that runs out, you can't really start acting all different. But she's basically taken down all the pictures.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, all the pictures gone. Even the one where he completes it is all done.
Yeah.
They still follow each other, but yeah, all the pictures and everything
Probably
is
had an
all
epiphany.
it's all gone. But it's because he was. I think the day after his birthday, he flew someone out, or he was flying. So he's
Who's
got
Daphne, no?
Yeah, it was Daphne,
They went and there
yeah.
was like in some country. I just saw sun, sea,
Sun,
and sand.
sea, and yeah.
Sun, sea, and sand. I said, okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, again, when you're out here saying, you know, I know what it is. Me, this is why I always
I can't
say
take
with the
public.
polygyny thing. I can't do it because, sorry, as much as I can say, oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
What I want it to be is for you to be the love of my life and just be me.
And do you know
That's
what
what I
also
want.
I think it is as well, yeah? As much as I feel like we're all, as much as not everyone likes to admit that you're influenced by other people's like opinions and stuff, yeah? When you're in the limelight like that, even if you're okay with it, everybody else isn't going to be
your
okay
head.
with it, and they're not going to allow you to be okay with it. So for example, it's like we've seen the whole birthday party thing, then the next day we're seeing him with Daphne Joy, and everyone's got an opinion like, nah, that could never be me. So it's like even
Some
if
of
you
you
even if you're okay with it, if people keep throwing a narrative at you, it might start to kind of like sink in, and you might start to kind of question it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Because even
it's a lot.
Do you know what it is? Even in my private life, I do this thing where when I date somebody, I don't tell anybody about it. Not because the person's secret or anything, but I don't want any outside voices, whether it's good or bad. I don't even want it. I don't want it because
I hear you.
again, subconsciously, you start to take things in, even if they're proper like compliment you or whatever. Now, if something happens and you wanna confide in your friend, you can't because it's like, oh, they've got this image that our relationship is really good. So I do that thing where I don't talk to anybody about anything. I literally just enjoy what it is I'm enjoying in that moment with that person. If it ends, that's fine. It is what it is. I move on. If it doesn't end, it's great. I'll let you know at a time you need to know. But I agree with that. I know that it must definitely be getting to her because young man, she's got feelings. Everyone's got feelings. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a shame. I mean, I just hope she's fine and she can move on really and truly if that's what she wants to do. But yeah, my next bit of news is about Krept Konan. We're taking it to the UK, ending with the UK. It's that they've come out of their deal. So yesterday, Krept tweeted, 9 years later, a year of back and forths, but we are officially out of our deal. That's why we took so long. But I'm sure you get how important this was to us. It's that time now. So they were signed to Virgin. Yeah, they were signed to Virgin. And of course, they've got their Play Dirty label. So they're signed to Virgin and Def Jam. So they got their Play Dirty. So I'm sure like moving forward now, they're going to be with Play Dirty. So I'm looking forward to new music from them. Because they do a lot of features and stuff, but they haven't released anything that's them.
I actually like Krept Konan though.
Yeah, I like them.
As a duo, I think they're sick.
They are. They're there for us. So I'm looking forward to the music coming back and them, being in the charts and all that great stuff. And they've matured. Anyway, we can definitely see they've matured.
Yeah.
Even like Krept is really his entrepreneur bag, and I
love
absolutely
to see it.
Big up Nala every single time.
Literally.
So yeah, I think that's really good bit of news as well. And I like the fact that they kind of were dealing with it quietly. I think when it comes to like label stuff, we're always getting artists. And if I'm being honest, like, there's no empathy there anymore for people.
Because it's like everyone kind of goes through, it's like you start questioning thinking, wait, since all of, like, it seems too common, like you're all kind of going through the same thing. So after a while, you become numb to it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's that. And my next bit of news, because y'all don't woke up. Y'all woke up a sleeping tiger. You deserve it. I'm going to pass on to my sis, my good sis Gina.
Girl.
The tea.
Our dear sister Kelechi decided to awake from her slumber.
And it disturbed her, you know.
No, literally, sis decided to take a break, a social break.
Yes.
And you woke her up from her slumber.
Yes.
And she came, and I put a picture on Twitter yesterday because this is literally how I felt when I was listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
This is literally, Esther, like how I felt. Like, no, because I need you to see the image. Like, oh, you can't even see it from here. I'm going to screenshot it to you.
Okay, all right.
And put it in the group because
I'm trying to find the original thing that got this going. Because it was very unprovoked. It was not needed.
Look at the image.
Everybody should have just been guided. Everybody should have just been guided. Okay.
Like, this is
right.
how. Nah, this is literally how.
No, Brent, please put this up on the screen.
Brent,
Yeah, putting it.
Brent, this is how. Guys, this is.
She had us, okay?
This is.
No. Literally,
This is literally how I
had us
felt.
like this.
I felt listening to that pod. I felt like someone basically came and dragged me from my pants. Literally, like that. Do you know what I mean? You know
Like,
when
it
your
was
mum
serious.
is grabbing you. Look how the bum is just dry here. It's too much.
Okay,
but-
okay. Can I give them? I've actually got the screenshot. Thank God I did because they deleted it. The platform that posted
Oh,
it.
it's the shade room.
The Shea Bar, yeah, because she dragged them as well.
Yeah, she did.
For filth. So they deleted the posts.
Of course they did.
So I'm gonna read out what it was had happened, and then you can let us know what had commenced.
Okay.
So Lin May, sorry. She's like a conservative girl. I don't know what she does, but she's a politics babe, and you know.
Well, sorry, I just want to say she's not conservative. She just has conservative views.
So she's a conservative babe. Okay. So basically, unprovoked. So they appeared on Zizi and Yinka Bukini's show Unapologetic. She and Kelechi must have filmed together, whatever. So anyways, Kelechi is currently on sabbatical, pause on a podcast or whatever. So she's not even online. She's actually deactivated. So Lin May randomly just posted on Instagram. She said, I was actually surprised to learn Kelechi has mixed race children. Love that for her. All that vim about white supremacy, pro-black energy, and she's with a white man. I know, I'm late to the party. I love it though. Mix and blend to the world. So context, Lin May is also mixed race. But so that's what she had said. And I believe she said a few more things on Twitter as well. But yeah.
So basically, I didn't watch the show, but I remember when the show came out because my friend messaged me and she was like, "Nah, you guys watching this? This is so uncomfortable, yeah." And I was just like, "What is it?" I didn't even know what it was, but she basically, I think, long story short, they were having like a debate going back and forth with each other, and obviously off the back of that, that's when Lin May's put out this tweet. And obviously everybody knows what she was getting at in the tweet. Like it was very, like you knew what tone it was, like you just knew. And obviously the Shade Borough then decided to obviously put that up with a picture of Kelechi and her child.
Yes.
And obviously in the comments, even when I saw that post, everybody was just like, you lot don't understand what you've done.
Yeah.
Well, you understand what you've done, but just
you don't understand what's about to come.
You don't understand because you see one thing about Kelechi.
Yeah.
She's not to be played with.
She don't play with her. Especially her kids. You don't play with them.
I said, okay, this one is not gonna end well, but my popcorn is ready and my green tea for when it does. So yesterday, I was on the phone to Georgette. Georgette was like, Gina.
Big up, Georgette.
I was like, what? She was like, have you listened? I said, no. I said, Esther, what timestamp? She goes, Gina, there's no timestamp. It's the whole episode.
The whole pod is the timestamp.
I said,
from beginning to the end.
Okay, let me just find a comfortable position. Even the intro of the episode, I said, yeah, you lot have literally just disturbed this girl's soul, like, unprovoked. Do you know what it was? So when she was explaining kind of like the stuff about, so her and Lin May, she said she's even blocked her on like socials. I think they've had like run-ins in the past, but she's just kind of like blocked on socials. So she knew she was coming, but she just thought, let me go be professional and go about my business. But on the episode, even like in breaks and stuff, it was like, oh, this is going to get us so much engagement. It was like, you know, when you're just doing things for clout. And I think one of the producers or someone said that they should argue on the day. Yeah. Like on the day the episode releases, it's like, oh, you lot create more drama online by like going back and forth with each other. This will create so much engagement and people are going to want to listen to the episode.
No, just to add to that, sorry. She was saying how Lin May, even when they
Shook
were
her
recording, she was like, oh, this is gonna, no, she was like, oh, this is going to get us good content. So she was like, she already knew what vibe
what
she
time
was
it was.
And then the producer was like, oh, you guys should,
And then so Kelechi even said from then she knew after this I'm signing out because I don't even want to be about when
you're not gonna use me.
Unravels. So obviously sisters decided to go and sleep. And then now everyone's calling her saying, have you seen what's going on? Have you seen what's going on? So she comes for the shade room first.
Shade Borough.
I keep saying shade room, Shade Borough, and basically calls them out, calls them pedophiles, so to speak, right?
Basically, literally. Said, why are you putting pictures of my pitney on your page? Yeah. Like, doesn't matter if you got it from Google, doesn't matter where you got it from, Twitter, it doesn't matter if it's a public image. Why do you think it's okay for you to post my child on your platform? Yep.
Yeah, so she went for them.
She went for them first.
And even me, I was like, yeah, like this is why you deleted that picture because she came for you.
It's funny, like I think people want to send it to them because at the time I was listening, because I remember seeing the first, like when it was first posted, and I was just like, I didn't pay attention to it. I was just like, what is this woman talking about? I'm just not interested as in what Lin-May was talking about. But then when Kelechi then mentioned it, I was like, oh, was her baby in the picture? So now I went back to say it was there yesterday afternoon. But as of this morning,
of course it's gone.
It's gone.
You don't want the heat. And then she proceeded to, do you know what it was? It's when she went for my girl's mum. I thought, nah. She said, F Lin-May, I'm talking to her mother, bruv. Mum to mum.
Do you know what I love the most about that? It's the reason for that. She said, I might as well address you because all I'm going to tell your daughter is suck your mum. So I might as well address you.
But do you know what it was? The thing that killed me was she was like, how can your daughter fail at being light-skinned? I said,
yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
My chest, like, you know, please, I'm shy.
Like, I'm timid.
Like,
it was a lot.
See the shyness that took over my body. I said, no, I need to go.
I was driving, I was like, yikes. Like,
I said,
that stings a little bit.
No, but yeah, it's the dragging of her mum. I said, you know what?
But you know what it is though? I think that I like the fact that she did respond. I like the fact that as well that Kelechi kind of highlighted what she does outside of what people see her doing. Like she said about how she's currently building an orphanage in Nigeria. I think that's absolutely amazing. And I think that, and I like the fact that she called out people who call her out all the time for having a white partner. And she has a white partner, but she's still doing a lot for the black community. Yeah. But some of you have black partners and you're doing nothing. Yeah. And some of you have white partners anyway, but you're just not vocal about it. But she was like, I'm not going to come for you on that. But some of you are hiding your reacting, but then you're in the same breath cussing me and we're in the same boat. But she said, even beyond that, even those of you that are with black partners and doing pro-blackness and blah, blah, what are you really doing for the black community? And I love the fact that she highlighted that. And I like the fact that she responded. Because I think that you can't poke people. Then when they respond, be like, oh, you were too harsh. Anybody can get it.
I'm not going to lie. I agree. Because I'm keep the same energy. No, actually, no, I'm not. Because whatever energy you start with, I'm going to show you that I'm madder and I can take it to another level. And we can continue. Do you understand what I mean? Like, once you open the floodgates, like anyone can get it, to be honest with you. Yeah. And I think it's just a consistent reminder that she's not to be played with. And I think also it's like, the narrative is always, oh, she got a white partner. Okay, like
we've heard.
No, but that's all people. That's
all they can attach.
It's the same like narrative. Do you get what I mean? So she knows she has a white partner. We know she has a white partner. Yeah. Like we get
that
it.
Is okay. What do you want?
What's next? Yeah, she's still gonna continue to do what she's doing for the black community.
Absolutely.
So, like after that, where'd you go from? Like where do you go from here? Okay, I've got a white partner, and then
I love the fact that she responded. Personally, I think that you can't draw people out and use people's reality. And I think I like the fact as well. So she mentioned that on her previous pod, the reason why she's taking a break was because she's just like under a lot of stress at the moment. And she had like 3 panic attacks in like 48 hours. She's going for a lot. And I think sometimes, I mentioned this when I was talking about, I can't remember what I was talking about yesterday. And I've seen people forget that the human side to you, just because you're in public or you're doing whatever you're doing, your content provider, whatever it is. People forget that people actually have stuff going on in their real life. So while you're trying to use me for content online, you're forgetting I'm somebody's mum. I'm somebody's wife. I'm somebody's child. Like I've got real life things that I'm dealing with. And I love the fact that she also said, listen, don't think that you guys can draw me out. Like I'm going to be addressing any and everybody. This one I had to do. And I like the fact that she bypassed the person who addressed her directly and said, I'm going to address the source of you, where you came, your roots. Do you get what I mean? But I just think, I like the fact that she responded. I think that you can't respond. I did check Lin-May's to see if she said anything back. She hadn't. So I guess
she's just not one that you go to war with, man. It's long.
It's long. There's just no need for it.
Yeah, it's long, but you got the engagement that you wanted, isn't it? So
And that's the thing.
Here we
So
are. You asked for this, girl.
I'm going home because I just projectile vomited everywhere.
Ew.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean ill like that. I just meant
But I'm really shocked that you are proud of that. Did you listen to the whole thing?
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, it's like 44 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It was a violent attack on someone's mother.
But is that was just about
No,
to tell
I
that to you.
didn't.
No, but she attacked her as a mother though. So there's no gold gloves
She's
are off.
attacking her mum, not her.
No, but she
Even,
attacked.
like she read it on Instagram and all
Nah,
that.
man. Do you know what it is? You cannot poke somebody. You cannot insult me. If you call me stupid and I call you a bastard, you can't tell me
Oh,
that
yeah,
I'm too. No, you don't know how people are gonna react to
Yeah,
stuff.
but you're calling her mum that.
Anybody can
get.
get it. I get what you're saying, and I'm telling you, anybody can get it.
Wow. all
Because
right.
do you know what it is? If you know that your family is precious to you, don't attack someone else's family. You
know
talked
what
about
it
her
is?
child. You
That's
talked
the
like,
thing
come on,
though,
man.
right?
Don't be
Because
silly.
it wasn't, and it was more.
It was an attack on her
you
motherhood.
Both, everything, like they
Come
both
on,
got
man.
personal. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, you don't get to cry.
Mark,
Sorry.
someone get rid of that. They literally both.
I
They
believe you love this.
no, they both got personal. I'm not sitting here saying that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you ever came for my mum, I'm coming to your, tapping your throat.
Yeah.
The back of my hands.
But then you have to understand that you came first. Like, everything is different things have different value for different people, right? But I just think that you cannot talk about someone as what they are as a mother, and then think that when I address you, I'm going to be nice or be
She took it one step
calmer.
further.
She took it one step further, and that's how the game goes.
Was she talking about her as a mother though?
She basically referenced how she her motherhood. Yeah,
How? In what way?
I don't have the exact receipts.
Because I feel as though this is what. Hope you don't understand the analogy. You know when like what's his name? Drake allegedly mentioned Pusha T's fiance or something.
Oh,
Just
I feel
mentioned
you,
her
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
And Pusha was like, "Oh, but you're talking about my fiance," and
Yeah.
but he just mentioned the name type thing.
But
That's
feel
enough though for him, no?
Yeah.
It depends on the. Remember, it depends on the person. So
And
for
that's
what-
Kelechi, that's enough.
I
And that's
get
what
it, I get it,
that's
yeah.
what I've had to accept, because I was always someone who, like, see, okay, you remember Backchat when Nunu said to Thingy, when Esther tried to call Nunu for being single, she said, "Oh, yeah, that's why you're single," because she said she enjoys cooking with her dad, and she said that, yeah, that's why you're single. And then Nunu said, "What were you doing at 21? Popping babies?"
And
For
then she
me, I was like, she didn't really mention your child. However, I've had to understand and accept that people react to things differently.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, no, go on.
Go on.
Sorry.
Yes, so people react to things different. So for me, in this situation, I'll be honest with you, you came for somebody unprovoked. She didn't insult you. She didn't come for you. You came for her unprovoked, and you tried to undermine what she does, her career, what makes her her, what makes her this person.
Yeah.
And you try to embarrass her. You have no control over how she then responds to you. You and your mum have to take that L.
And that's something that I fully get. I'm not confused about that at all.
Yeah.
I think it's just more so, I just don't like the idea that she came for you, right?
And you went for her mum.
And you went for her mum. I just feel like the disrespect is just a bit too much.
But she's showing you that she doesn't respect you, and she doesn't respect your family or your lineage.
Yeah, and
She's made it clear.
Yeah, it's true. But I just feel like it's just something that I can't endorse, man, in any type of way. Obviously not down to me to endorse, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I just kind
I
of
hear
frown
you.
upon that. And like with Kelechi, like again, I'm pretty sure I won't agree with Kelechi on a number of views, right? But she's a brilliant woman as well, like very intelligent, very articulate. And I just feel as though she could have just finished Lin May alone. She didn't need to bring in her
But there's a
mum.
reason. But the thing is, there's a
I get it
reason
though,
why.
I get
Like
it.
that's the thing, though. Yeah, I feel like no one expected her to go that far, and that's probably why she did it.
Yeah.
And again, it's a consistent reminder that I'm not the one.
Yeah.
And when it comes to me, I don't like. There's no rules in this game. So when you are entering into a ring with me, just know what you're up against. So it's a lesson for everybody else, yeah. Because there's gonna be people after. Lin May's not the first. And she ain't gonna be the last.
And do you know what it is? And I think that adds to it, because it's a thing where if one person calls me stupid, like even on this platform, when I get certain type of comments, it's like, okay, I ignore it. The day I said to people, listen, stop talking about me. It came across, there was people in the comments like, oh, Esther's triggered. You don't understand how many times I hear this. And it's irritating. So when you're telling somebody, when you're always saying, oh, you're married to a white man, your kid is white. You might be the fifth person, but you be like, yeah, but you didn't give the other 4 people that same energy. It's been building up, hun. So now here you go. I just think what people need to understand is that when you come for someone, the consequences, you have no, the moment you come for someone, you have no control over how they respond. And people need to make peace with that. So anybody can really get, and I think for me, in these situations, because even the other day on Twitter, some guy was talking about, he basically cussed this girl, talking about she had an antibody.
Oh,
and she said, first of all...
No, she took a picture of his wife she said, listen, I'm going to eat and come back. If I come back and this tweet is still here, I'm going to show the whole world who you sleep next to at night.
Because you're and that's my thing, because you're insulting me for antibody, but look...
She was like, you're sleeping with, your wife is an auntie.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean?
But in my mind,
but for me though...
You know what I'm saying?
No, but
how do you get that? His wife's catching a stray and she's minding her own business.
Because he cussed her directly.
Her mum's catching a stray.
Exactly. She should cuss him directly, but she cussed his wife. It's the same thing in Kelechi's situation.
Pointing out the hypocrisy of what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because you're chatting shit about my body and the woman that you're laying down with looks like me or worse than me.
No, but then...
Essentially pointing that out, you're allowed to do that. The wife's going to catch a stray.
No, because the same way... The same way you're saying that Lin May's mum didn't say anything and she was come for...
Yeah.
The wife didn't do anything and she was comfortable. So my thing is that, for me, what would annoy me in any situation is that you have brought disrespect to my doorstep. I'm minding my business as the daughter, as the wife, as the mum, whoever I am who's not involved in this. I don't even know you have beef. And you brought disrespect to my doorstep. And that's for you to live with. That's for you to understand this is what you've done to your family member. Unfortunately, people hold different things valuable. I can't expect someone to hold my mum to the same regard as how I hold my mum, and that's just
and the
how
thing,
we be.
This is why I'm agreeing, and I understand you guys' position on this. I think it's just more so how I was raised in terms of culture and everything.
I was gonna say you're literally coming from a cultural perspective.
I think that's what it is.
I know you
just feel like the older generation.
You're supposed to respect your elders.
Yeah.
As a big
but
woman,
some elders don't. Some elders do not get
That's what
respect.
I'm saying, and
I'll tell you that for free. Some elders do not earn or do not even deserve the respect. And I will always be there to let you know that you are unworthy of my respect.
But then I feel as though that's kind of
because
like
culture and tradition is holding our people back. It's killing our people.
But I feel like, Esther, right, that particular mindset is more so because maybe that particular elder did something to you. So it's like it's you versus that elder. But this was like Kelechi versus Lin May. You know what I'm saying? Her mum is minding her business. Maybe 60 plus years old.
No, because it was Kelechi,
You know what I'm
Kelechi's husband and Kelechi's child.
I get it.
Lin May.
I get
Anybody
it.
can. Sorry, but you put my family into it. Your family's not off. It's not off, man.
Don't get me
You
wrong. I
can't.
get
You
what
can't
you're
talk about
saying.
me how I am as a mother. You can't undermine the work I do. You know, like this is her career. You don't know who's watching. You're trying to undermine her career and undermine what she stands for, coming for her personally, and then think that when I hit you back, I'm going to hit you back with, oh, but you're not conservative, but you have conservative views. No, hon.
All's fair in love and war, innit? So she feels how she feels. So she felt like it was cool for her to take it there. But she can't control how that's received. So obviously you don't listen to it and you don't cheerleading. I'll listen to it like...
No, do you know what? It wasn't. I didn't cheerlead it. Do you know what it was?
Don't put words in my mouth. It wasn't cheerleading.
It wasn't cheerleading.
Very distasteful.
No, like I said, when I tweeted, I said I was shy.
Don't let me draw you up.
Listen,
You're not drawing me out because I didn't come here and say, yeah, I was gassed for it. What I'm saying is, what did I say? This is how I felt. I showed you the image. That's how I felt.
I felt.
Someone was pulling my pants, like literally. That's what I felt like, and I felt shy. I felt mad. You know when it's just like
it's just embarrassed.
It was too much. Yeah, I felt proper secondhand embarrassment, and I was like, raw. Like she went in. Not saying that it's right that she went for her mum, but she did what she felt was necessary in the moment, and it is what it is. Like I said, I do believe though, like if you come for someone, you can't police how they come back for you. Do you understand what I mean? And someone like her, we're no stranger to Kelechi. She's made examples of so many different people. Literally. So I don't know what we were expecting, and I don't know why some people are surprised or like, oh my gosh, she went too far.
Well, she cussed out people's mums before.
No, but she just... I mean, like,
anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. People's wives have caught strays, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, but that's fair play. They're always talking about her husband.
I don't know, man.
Has anybody sat down and spoke about her mum like this before?
Do you know what? I just think people catch basically, it just
is what it is.
People catch strays, isn't it?
It's not a thing of championing. I did absolutely. I love shade. I love a good. I love the heck.
Look at your name.
Thank you. Thank you. So I can admire the art and the talent that went into the level of shade that was thrown. I'm not championing anything. I have to report these things, so I'm here to do my job. I'm doing my job, girl. I'm doing my job. But when I'm going to give my opinion on it, I just think it is what it is.
I think maybe
you can't slap somebody and then be
like,
upset when
bias.
someone punches you.
I'm aware this woman exists here, but I've never listened to none of her stuff before. That's the first thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get me? I don't even know why I pressed it when you put it in a group. I don't even know why I pressed it, but I pressed it and I listened to it. That's the first thing I've ever heard. So I have no
background of what this is what she does.
What she does or what she's like or what to expect or anything. I just listen to it.
Isn't Lin May your brethren?
Lin May's my brethren.
Oh, okay.
So then we're both.
I don't know her mum.
Okay.
No, I hate you.
Do you know what it is? I think from what I know, because I don't listen to her pod like that either. I think the only one I listened to was the One Nation one. That was another one. That was an iconic one. But I just think,
What happened with that one?
So basically, One Nation and some guy on Twitter at the time, J2 Ocean.
That's the one I listened to. It's like
that's
I
one.
only listen to the dragon ones.
It was the same one. Yeah.
And I'll get sent timestamps. I'll be like, alright, cool. From this time to this time, and I'm taking. I'll be like, okay, it's homework.
So with that one as well, they were online kind of cussing her kid about the fact that she's with a white man and her kid and blah 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 blah. And so she had to just and she told them at an event, and then she pulled up on them and like, okay, so what? Say to my face, because when I'm not around, you want to do all of this. And then there was a bunch of nonsense anyway. So she just went on her pod to address them. So from what I know of her anyway, I feel like she minds her business until people draw her out. I don't know if that's accurate, but this is what I'm just going off from what I think. So when people draw her out, unfortunately, you just can't. And I think this is someone as well who she's had to take a break from her pod because she's literally going through high levels of stress at the moment and whatever. And then I'm doing that. I think also what made it worse as well though was the fact that when they were recording the show, she said how Lin May was talking about, it's going to get us good content and let's try and cause something. So it's a thing where like...
it's strategic.
Lin May did it on purpose kind of thing. That's what it appears to be. So she did this because she wanted the attention and she wanted the drama of it all. And so it's just like, mate, I told you I wasn't going to get involved in this and now look what you've done. But I think everyone, it's person to each person. All in all, the moral of the story is everyone mind your business. Everyone... focus on your focus and face your front, and your pants won't get torn
like singlets.
That's singlets, and let's get into people's journal. Really,
are you looking for your whoop?
All right. So welcome to the people's journal.
I'm sorry. So if we're on the show and we're delivering news and I look like I'm at a funeral, do you reckon people will talk about I look like I'm being all depressing? Do you reckon people will point out that, Esther's not delivering this. Esther's doing as if there's a gun to her head. Do you reckon they would point that out? The way the comments go? If I was delivering the news, and I was all like, yeah, so she did that and yeah, so that happened. Next, do you think people will point that out?
Yeah.
Yep.
So when I'm then reporting something and I'm bringing life into what I'm reporting and people are still pointing that out, you are just lucky that I'm not in charge. Like, Brent, please allow me on a YouTube. Just one day.
I'm so confused.
Because someone talking about how me and you were very excited to report on it and it came across as this and blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about?
As in supporting Kelechi?
Again, it's gin and gist, yeah. So,
you both are super excited by this. It came across as you were being gassed about it. You and Esther even did tag team to get this word out. Okay.
Brent, please.
Yeah, my thing is, why
I need to be in contact with the social media person.
What's the problem with you guys being excited about it?
That's what I'm trying to understand.
I don't understand
is it
why.
a case of...
Is it because Emmanuel and Marx has now said, this is bad. Now it's supposed to change your mind about how you felt about it?
No.
What's this about?
I think what they're saying is, you know how we're saying...
decided to come,
you see how...
and draw people out.
No, hello.
She was all right.
Basically... I think it's a case of them saying, you see how we said, we're not championing it? It's like, no, we are because we're excited to talk about it. It's just, babe, I'm always excited about just. So whether I'm excited, I'm depressed, this is the energy you're going to get from me, whether you like it or not. And in the words of Kelechi, suck your something through a straw.
You know what? You
see with me, that's why I don't do YouTube. Anyway, I had to remind someone yesterday on my Instagram, because someone tried to...
Weirdo.
No, because I didn't understand this. You see with me, I always say this, don't let branding fool you. Because if I see you, I'm tapping you on your throat with the back of my hand. I'm not, no. Do you know why?
You're not putting the images.
No, literally. And I did this. I say, see the back of my hands? I'm going to tap you. Do you know what's going to happen? You're going to gasp quickly. And in that moment you're gasping, you're going to remember that when I was chatting shit, the air that came from my throat I don't want to feel this gasp again. So I'm gonna think next time before I speak. So I don't go back and forth on the internet, and I don't argue with people. I can't do it. So a word to the wise is enough.
I honestly, I find it very, very irritating. And this is the thing as well. This is why Kelechi came out of her slumber, because you don't know the day you catch somebody, what side of the bed the person is on that day already, and here you are. Yeah, I'm about to suspend Word on Road for a while. Since she's already out here ungrateful and shit.
Bro,
it's ridiculous.
Speak your truth.
I always will.
Because you know what the crazy...
It's just irritating.
No, I get it's annoying, yeah. But do you know what the crazy thing is, yeah?
Get well soon, babes.
You see, when people see you, this is one thing I've had to learn, yeah? When people see you in person, they don't keep the same energy.
Locked in.
Cool. Like it's non-existent at all. So with me, I can't be fighting over or get angry over a computer screen.
It's a lot. It's
like I genuinely cannot, because when I see you in person, you're probably going to come back to me and be like, oh my gosh, I love what you do. It's all right. It's okay.
But yeah, man. Well, we have to keep talking, don't we?
Yes.
Well, no, yeah. I feel like, do you know what it is? Things don't necessarily get me. I just think it just annoys me. I think I see so much, and it's like you really can't take comments seriously, because there's always too much conflicting comments. You get what I mean? It's, oh, you didn't really talk about this. Oh, you don't really have the right facts. Come and get the job then.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. But anyways, it is what it is. We move forward. I love a good gist. This is why Word on Road is popping the way it is. And
I'll be there with my popcorn. If it means I'm excited and I'm encouraging it.
Guess what? I'll be excited.
You just got to take it how it is, isn't it?
It's what it is.
Yeah.
What are you up to this weekend?
This weekend, what am I doing?
Oh, it's Black Panther Day.
It's out today. I'm actually going to see it today.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see it today.
Yeah.
I thought you'd have seen it already.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Premiere galore and that.
no, I'm going to a screening today, a private screening today though.
Okay, sick. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it today as well. I'm looking forward to it.
So I've heard great things.
I've heard
one person was just like, she was like, do you know what? She didn't like it, but she was like, she's gonna wait till I see it first before she tells me like why. Okay. So and then someone else was like, they found it boring, they fell asleep. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I saw someone say it was like 2 out of 10.
Oh, is it? But now I've seen 12 out of 10, 9 out of 10, like.
Yeah, but he was white.
Oh.
So I'll just let you do it with that what you will. He was like, oh, the tribute to Chadwick Boseman was good, but it was that it was just the worst, like one of the worst films that Marvel's done.
Really?
I said, first of all, this is anti-black.
Because the first one I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, the first one.
Like,
I watched it the first of the candle. That's why.
I watched it like 3 times. I actually really like this movie, and I'm that person. If I like a film, I'll come watch it over and over and over again and not get bored of it at all. Like,
I know the words.
It will still bring.
I'm perfect like that. As the first.
Yeah.
What's the film that you go to? You'll go to.
It's not a film.
Okay.
It's the animation.
What is it?
Like when I'm feeling sad, Shrek.
Yeah. I love Shrek. What's your favorite Shrek? Mine is
the first one.
Oh, I love the second one.
What the original is? Nah.
The second one is the best thing ever.
Nah, for me, Shrek number 1 is like my go-to.
Oh, I'm a sitcom babe. Okay. I've watched the same shows over and over again.
When they brought Moesha out on Netflix, like I just felt completed as a person.
Yeah.
And it annoyed me when I got to the end and I remembered how it ended and the fact that it never came back. I just thought,
who do you think had the pregnancy test?
Because I kept hearing it was Moesha and it was Moesha and Hakeem.
Had Moesha had sex then?
Apparently so. And so I was confused because when I watched it, I was like, but that's not the vibe I got. Like, did I miss something?
I thought it was Kim. Oh no, but then she had the Parkers. She had the spin-off and she wasn't pregnant.
She wasn't, yeah.
Nothing was Niecy. Niecy was around then, wasn't it? It would have been Niecy. Niecy looked like the type.
Kim went in it in the last.
Oh yeah, remember they had a fight.
And she was doing Parkers, right?
Yeah. I think it was Niecy. I can't believe it was Moesha. I think Niecy just looks like she'd be first to get pregnant.
I'm so done.
Yeah, I think it was Niecy that was the pregnant one. Because then Moesha was on. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Do you know
another cliffhanger that really pisses me off?
What?
It's My Wife and Kids.
What happened at them?
Do you remember they were gonna have the vasectomy because they didn't want to have another kid? And then she comes out and then she goes to get the woman version done, and then she goes in and she's like, and he's like, oh, did you get it? And she's like, no, I can't. I'm pregnant. And then she walks off and they just end the show like that. It really pissed me off. I'm like, oh, but people keep championing for my grandkids and.
Oh, for them to do like a
spin-off.
A spin-off. That would be cute.
Yeah, because his grandkids on TikTok, they kind of show like their interaction. and they're all funny. They've actually, the Wayans have got a funny gene, 100%. And it's so like his interaction with them and on their TikTok and stuff is just so sweet. People are like, nah, honestly, do a spin off. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
I love that.
I don't think we don't even have. Do we have like? I guess we don't really watch. I don't know if we watch TV and stuff like that anymore. But like, what would you say is like the equivalent to stuff that we watch now? That's like, yeah. What would you say is the equivalent to like stuff we used to watch back in the day? I don't think there is anything.
There isn't because you know. Oh, okay. If you watch Blackish.
Okay, yeah. I never followed it through though.
Yeah, I watched Blackish. I watched Grownish, but when it got to mixes, I said you guys are doing too much.
I've watched like episodes here and there. I never followed it through.
Yeah, Blackish and Grownish is really good. Grownish is really, really good.
When they're at uni, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there in terms of black? Right. What black shows? There isn't that many black. No, in terms of black sitcoms, have actually lasted years and years.
That's the time. Yeah, I don't think there is.
No, man. There isn't. But all right, we held it down as women always do.
All right.
Let's get to people's channel.
I already pressed it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I did.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is Elon Musk, man. He's back in the news again.
Yeah.
And if ever you guys was working for Twitter,
Boy,
for Musk, I think, especially Esther, she would quit.
listen.
Because he's saying there's going to be no more remote working. So, you know, back in, I believe it was 2020, they said that anyone who works for Twitter, they can work from home for forever, right? If they wish to. Because as they say, the company believed its remote working measures during COVID lockdown had been a success. But obviously, Mr. Musk has come and said there's no way to sugarcoat the message and everyone needs to be in the office for at least 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week, yeah?
He's mad.
Well, you know, it's a much more capitalist society, isn't it? So they're fully about output and stuff like that. Sorry. So yeah, that's the first thing. Obviously, people are not really happy about his approach, innit? It kind of gives the whole ruling with the iron fist type of vibe, innit? And the next thing is, and this is one of the things that's kind of rocked the social media world in terms of people of influence in Twitter leaving, and that is that the most senior cybersecurity staffer, Leah Kistner, has left Twitter. So it was reported earlier, I think it might have been yesterday actually, and basically it's kind of got obviously a lot of notoriety because of the fact that the privacy officer, the chief privacy officer, Damien Kieran, also resigned, and so has the chief compliance officer, Marianne Fogarty, right? She's resigned. So all of these chief officers, like people in top positions, are all leaving Twitter. And on top of that, it's not only the impression that obviously these guys are leaving. What does it look like for Twitter? This and the third. Have people kind of just jump ship or whatever? But it's more so. A lot of people are saying this kind of raises regulatory questions, specifically related to who's going to be tracking the activity on the platform and making sure that Twitter is reporting information and remaining compliant with the existing framework and things of that nature. So, again, it kind of gives the whole vibe of him being a tyrant, getting rid of people in positions who can kind of challenge him and just make sure that they're all on board and whatnot. And, yeah, people are not really happy about this. Also, the next thing I wanted to mention is, in fact, let me read out what she said on Twitter, because she told everybody yesterday afternoon. So this is Leah Kistner. She said, I've made a hard decision to leave Twitter. I've had an opportunity to work with amazing people, and I'm so proud of the privacy, security, and IT teams and the work we've done. You see how she's highlighting that on purpose, right? And I'm looking forward to figuring out what's next. Starting with my reviews of something else, right? Cool. And then she's obviously giving out her personal email, telling people, the world, that, you know, she's here for them and things of that nature. So yeah, all of this publicity doesn't really seem great for Elon Musk at the moment. But again, he believes he can turn things around, man, and give Twitter a brand new start. So obviously, as usual, I will give you updates on that. The next thing is about Facebook. And so, well, Meta, right? As you guys know, Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and all that type of stuff here. And they've come out and announced that they're going to cut their workforce by 13%. So this is like the first mass layoff in their history, right? It's going to result in 11,000 employees losing their jobs. So remember the other day I was talking about Maid and that was just 500. This is 11,000, right?
Mad, man.
Yeah. He came out, said it's the most difficult change they've had to make to their history. He knows it's tough for everybody, especially those that it's impacted and things of that nature. But he's basically blamed massive long-term expectations for growth based on the firm's rise in revenue during the pandemic. So basically, the books ain't balancing, right? And obviously he needs a way to kind of make sure they're all cool, but also finance the direction that he hopes Meta goes in the future. He said, macroeconomic downturn and increased competition caused revenue to be a lot lower than expected. He got it wrong, he said, and he takes responsibility for it. Again, taking responsibility. Brent, can you tell me the ethnicity of Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg is probably Jewish. It sounds like a Jewish name.
I like this trend.
Okay.
I like this trend. No more. Thank you.
He
I know
said,
you're about to
no
start.
more.
I know he's gonna start.
No, Brent, he muted
You are messy.
Do you know what he did? He said,
He said, literally, man said no more.
I know Brent's about to start.
You're
yeah.
ridiculous, man.
And we've already gone over. All right, so
Oh, now you can type that. Iman, don't do this. Don't make me.
all right, and the next one I want to talk about is strikes. So we spoke about teachers going on strike, right? And basically thousands of Scottish teachers have decided to go on strike. It's going to be on the 24th of November, and it is actually the first national stoppage by the union in almost 40 years. They're trying to get 10% increase in their wages. They were offered 5% from their employers, and they're obviously just basically saying this is not good enough. 96% of the 35,000 teachers that they represent and that took part in the ballot said they wanted to go on strike. So this is just a full-blown everyone in agreement type situation. Also, in terms of strikes, train drivers are looking to go on strike again over pay, and this is looking to be on the 26th of November. So 12 rail companies are going to be striking altogether. ASLEF is the union that represents these particular train drivers of about 95,000 members. And yeah, again, they're all campaigning over lower wages and working conditions as well. So again, people, make sure you plan your journeys and whatnot so you don't get caught up in that. And I want to talk about the NHS. They're basically saying they've been wasting a lot of money. And guess some of the operations that they're saying they're no longer going to be funding. Circumcisions, tummy tucks,
You need to log out.
liposuction.
It's crazy.
What happened?
What you're saying is crazy now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so circumcision, tummy tucks, and liposuction, all of that, yeah. Yeah, they're saying, look, we ain't going to be doing that no more, man. That's just a few of about 13 operations, yeah, Esther. And they're basically saying, look, it's good that we cut this down because obviously we can save about £2 billion a year if we stop doing these, what they call wasteful operations. So that's it. And also, you know, I like to go to Africa.
Of course.
So-
Motherland.
That's right. Something's happening in Gina's homeland.
no, hold on, sorry.
No,
because you know what?
Listen, like,
I
just can't.
Yeah, no, okay, no, please,
I can't.
please, yeah, please, just 2 seconds.
The floor is yours, sis.
You lot, yeah.
What is
Just
happening?
listen with
Listen.
just listen with your ears,
Man.
because I don't think you're understanding what's going on here. Yeah, if you listen to what I said, I explained a scenario that happened yesterday on my Instagram. I didn't threaten Gin and Gist and say I was going to tap her in her windpipe.
Like,
You wasn't listening, and that's the problem here. So my behavior was not insubordination, my dear. You just wasn't hearing. And to be honest,
your contract void.
no, do you
your
know what?
first week.
No,
Gina.
literally. But I just have to. I'm just reading, and I'm just like,
I'm over it because you know what?
and it's not. And the thing is, like I said, yeah, I've got no issues with people coming for me and doing whatever. If you heard what I was saying I don't care because I know that when I see people, it's not the
It's never
same
that.
energy.
Yeah.
So you lot can when I say you lot, again, collectively, you are free to say whatever you wish. The example I gave is someone who came for me yesterday on my social media. And I explained that I do not go back and forth with people on the internet because I'm team keep the same energy. And if I was to see a person, I'm not going to do the back and forth and argue. I would lightly tap you on your throat as a reminder. So if you want to take that as a threat, I guess you can, but I'm not threatening you. I'm just letting you. Do you know what I mean?
Of course I know what you mean.
And I don't get how that turned into me threatening a listener or listeners not being able to like express themselves.
But do you know what I find funny though?
I'm just literally reading it. I'm just like, oh, you lot don't get it. And the thing is, you can't rattle me. Yeah. You can't rattle a rattler. I'm so sorry. So you cannot. You can't rattle a rattler. So I'm not rattled. I just wanted to make it clear because I feel like, because when I'm reading Gina threatened, I'm thinking, I threatened who? I didn't threaten anybody.
Do you know what I find funny though? I think for me, it's funny that people feel they can give their opinions on whatever it is, not understanding the messaging behind these opinions. Do you get what I mean? Anyway, I can't bother to talk about it. But me, I do get irritated when people say, I can't stand stupid comments from anybody, not in my real life. I don't tolerate stupidity from anybody at all. So if you do leave a comment that I do deem as stupid, if I'm talking about something on Word and Road and you're saying all I talk about is gossip, what are you coming to Word and Road to listen to? What do you think? What do you think I'm going to talk about here? Trump and the politics and the inflation prices. Like, do you get what I mean? I think people don't understand when you're saying certain things, you might just be like, yeah, I'm just giving my opinion, but you don't understand the undertone of what it is that you're really saying. Do you get what I mean? And I'm just really over it. I do get irritated and I will get emotional because if you're pissing me off, I'm going to get emotional. I'm an emotional person, and emotion doesn't mean. We had Ngozi on here, the therapist, and she taught you guys what emotions are. So I will get emotional about something because if you're irritating me, I'm going to show that I'm irritated.
Yeah.
I can't hide that.
What say we should water?
Someone said you're raised by wolves.
That's fine. I was raised by wolves and I can feed people to the wolves as well. So we can. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. It's all well and good.
Because people out here talking about my IQ level because I'm reporting gist and I can't really say this because I don't have kids and I'm this and I'm that. But then when I respond, now we're fighting the rights of people's emotions. Fuck out of here.
Every single segment has been chosen deliberately by Emmanuel because we understand there is a variety of people who want to take in a variety of information. Mm-hmm. If you don't like a particular segment because you think it is dull or shallow, please pause, come back when it is on the next segment.
Go and have a tea break.
Literally.
Bathroom break, all of that stuff.
All right.
It's fine. But I'm glad we cleared that up and order has been restored because I don't want you lot trying to get me fired. Like, it's my second day. Please.
Second day out here.
Do you know what I mean? Damn. But
sorry, man. Go on, King.
I thought you was actually...
I don't call him King after you just read his narrative.
No, listen. I'm a babe that I believe in balance.
Amen.
So I cuss people out and the same way I would nurture you.
Shalom.
Amen to that. Okay. All right. Cut the cameras.
Run it.
All right. Yeah. So what I was going to say is Ghana's parliament has set up an 8-member committee to investigate allegations of a conflict of interest and incompetence against the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Basically...
my relative. I'm joking. That's your uncle? No. It's my friend's uncle, though.
It doesn't really seem like he's in trouble, to be honest with you. The reason why I say it is because the minority in Ghana's parliament had moved a motion of censure to have the minister removed from office. The vote was meant to take place on Wednesday, but the vote was cancelled. The committee is expected to present a report to Parliament in 7 days for a decision to be taken. I don't see anything progressing, to be honest with you. But obviously, people are kind of looking at him and seeing if he's actually doing his job because, and I think I reported about this last week or 2 weeks ago, Ghana's inflation right now is crazy.
You lot don't understand the level. Like it's nuts.
Do you remember
like
what
it's
I said
actually
last
ridiculous.
Yeah.
time? Do you remember how much it was?
No, I can't remember.
It's like 36%.
It's crazy, you know.
It's 40 at the moment.
4% up.
And do you
in
know
a
what?
week and a half.
Do you know what I think is really sad
one
as
loaf
well?
of bread
Yeah?
for 1,000 cities.
It's really sad for like, so you see people like us here, when we go over there, obviously like your money Like the exchange rate is great because your money spreads far, right? But it's also become very expensive.
Yep.
And those that are there locally, like your pay is not increasing with the inflation. So for the locals, it's really sad because even their day to day, they're not able to afford.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually really sad.
It is.
Boy,
It's a shame, man.
This is why they're hotting him up, man.
it's actually a joke.
40.4%. Remember, over here, we're complaining about 10 to 12%, and we have a right to complain about that. This is four times that, 40%. Yeah. Anyway, I'll follow that and give you guys updates. But yeah, people are asking him to resign. That's the end of the People's Journal.
Gina, you ready?
So sis, what you do?
Your first sis, what would you do?
I'm ready, girl.
Let's get into it. Because you might be next week to come for.
Literally.
Damn,
You're
man.
not doing your job properly, you deserve to be fired.
Damn.
Yeah?
Breaking the contract rules and everything.
My bad.
Insubordination.
Insubordination, Brent.
My bad.
All right, so, sis, what would you do? The best show around. I feel like this show is like when everyone was hearing about this guy called Drake all those years ago, and they were quietly putting people onto him week on week, and then he blew up in a crazy way. You guys probably don't even understand how entertaining you are. Please never stop broadcasting. Okay, so sisters, I need help.
It's like 20 S's in there, isn't it?
Yeah,
20,
man.
man. I hope
That's
you
how
type
I-
this
that's how
on
I
a keyboard. Because you know, doing this by text is like, hello, arthritis. I hope you did this on keyboard. So I really hope you girls can get to this before December. So I think I am about to marry a man that I'm 35% attracted to. Let me explain. I've had a really wild 20s and early 30s. I've dated all the men who we as women would warn our friends and daughters about. I've had sex on balconies on holiday, and I was one of the heavy enjoyment women during Afro Nation. Ooh, I'm gonna sing you there, girl. I need you girls to understand who I am properly. I have lived wild and free. I have lived my youth this way because I knew I was never going to be able to look at myself past my mid-30s if I continued this way. So I always knew what life would look like in the future. So I wanted no regrets of a life not lived. So you should have a picture of me by now. My dilemma is that this man has proposed to me, will give me security, loyalty, and will be a great father to our children. But I fear he will never quiver my pussy the way I was accustomed to before committing 5 months to an absolute wronging for me. I am currently 35% drawn to this man, and he's none the wiser. December 17th is our wedding date.
Jesus.
Girl, it's around the corner.
Oh. Urgency.
Oh my gosh, okay. December 17th is our wedding date. I need to know if this 45% could ever change to higher figures, maybe 75 or 80. I could really commit to this marriage date if I knew that it could happen. Bear in mind, I'm quite a popular girl around the way, and this guy knows my history and doesn't care. Even if I were to be able to marry the type of man I'm really attracted to, I know that it would end in heartbreak as leopards and spots go. So girls, what do you say? Yikes.
All right, cool. I do think attraction is a big thing in any relationship, yeah?
Absolutely.
And based on who you were, it sounds like it's important to you.
Yeah.
Like you've had experiences, do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's not like you lack the experience or you're none the wiser. So I feel like that's always gonna like play a part in the back of your mind with your partner. So I've done it before where I've like dated a person I wasn't really attracted to and it did not end well.
It doesn't.
I'm not
It
gonna
never
lie.
does. It never does.
doesn't. And I'm gonna be honest, it got to the point where like in arguments and stuff, I'd look and be like, but you're not even nice. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know when like you start to dislike a person and then I started getting petty. Not vocally, I was petty within though. Like, you know what I'm thinking? You've been punching her, you're right. Like, literally. And it didn't end well. And after that experience, I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I can't. Although, like, security was there, he worshipped the ground I walked on, all of that kind of, do you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
just a shame. Though.
but
It's
it
like,
just, that was missing. And in the beginning, it was
important
fine.
part.
And I'm going to be honest with me, I'm actually a personality kind of girl anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm drawn to people's personalities and stuff, but there has to be a level of attraction. I think 35% is a bit low.
What's your percentage?
I think 50, at least
50. Like,
That's
help me help
half,
you.
Yeah. At least 50 to me is bare minimum. 35% is below average.
below.
That's below average. So for
Like, help me help you.
50% is like average, innit? But 35% is below average. That one, I don't really know. So I think, and I'm going to be honest, that situation I'm talking about was probably a 35% because it wasn't average.
Okay, have you ever heard people say that sometimes you don't end up with the person that you want, you just end up with the person that works for what you need?
And I hear that, and I get with when she's saying that the guys that she is attracted to are probably gonna make her chop breakfast. I get it, like, and I get that, and I feel like with a lot of us that is the case, right? Yeah. So sometimes you have to find your middle ground, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like 35% is a bit too low.
It's not middle ground.
It's not middle.
It's below middle.
That's what I'm saying. Even 40.
Even 40, because we're nearly there at 50. Yeah,
that's what I'm
35.
saying. I don't know. And you've only been with this guy for it sounds like you've only been with him for 5 months, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I'm
No, that was another guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I think we should have known. I wish we knew.
Because to be fair, if you've been with the guy for like a couple of years and this 35% has remained, then I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it.
But you know what it is? Like, you need to get fanny flutterers from your man.
Yeah, man.
No fanny flutters.
I just have to be attracted to you.
I have to be attracted. Like, I want to see you. And you know, it's with attraction. Like, again, it's that, because I'm a personality person as well. But attraction definitely carries it along, because I want to see you, and like while you're talking, I'm just like lost in your eyes, and like I want to lips when you talk. Like, I love all of that. Oh, it's making me blush. I love.
Or you've got like a nice smile. Like, there's things in
it.
There has to be things that you can do, that like draws me to you.
Yeah, like, and like the sexual chemistry you guys have. Like, even when you guys are out and you like, and like you're doing little things, but like behave kind of. Oh gosh.
Like, do you ever
35%?
Sis, do you ever look at? Because I'm thinking with this 35%. Do you sometimes when you're out think, ew, or like if I have to like look at you from a certain angle?
Yeah,
and then I'm
gotta
like,
pick this out of your bed, and
I don't know. I'm not
God
gonna lie.
You guys swap sides of the bed.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm all here for like the sake of like security and all the things that he provides. But for me, it's like, is it gonna be a situation where you end up getting with this guy, and then because you're not fully attracted to him, it's gonna cause you to stray? Or like your eyes are gonna wander, or you're gonna start entertaining guys that you generally are attracted to because they're your type, and it's gonna make it worse. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I feel like you know what you like, and everyone knows what they like and what their type is, innit? So,
but you know,
you have to be okay with that. And you don't sound like you're okay with it. Like, to me, the fact that you're even asking us, to me, shows that you shouldn't proceed. Personally,
I'm gonna say something that's gonna shock everybody. I'd actually marry him.
Would you really?
Yeah, because you know it is. I think that with attraction, some people are some people can grow to love them.
Yeah.
And I think if someone provides everything that they do, and he's a good person, blah blah, I think these things will add to the attraction. But again, this is why I need to know how long they've been together, because if it's a thing where this is, say for example, they've been together 6 months, I can see this grow.
No,
going.
of course.
But if they've been together for like 2+ years,
but that's why I'm saying.
Don't get married, sis.
But that's why I'm saying, I think if we got told like the timeline, it'd make a bit more sense. Because I feel like even early days of you dating someone, you could meet a guy and like he's not really your type, but you're just open to seeing where it goes. And as time goes on, your attraction grows. And you think, do you know what? I'm actually attracted to you. I didn't know if I was before, but after spending time with you, getting to know you a bit more, like it's all come together. Do you get what I mean? And that makes sense. But if it's a couple years deep, and it hasn't grown, then I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if marriage is going to change that. I don't know if you having kids is going to change that. Do you get what I mean? Like I wouldn't be able to take that risk purely because I know how much bigger it's gonna be and how peak it's gonna be if it gets to that point and it's like shit. Then
I'll be honest here. Do you know what really gets me in all of this is the fact that there's no fanny flutters. I think that's so important for every relationship and every marriage, because if we're going to be intimate and stuff, like, and for me, that intimacy is such a deep thing. Like, even kissing is intimate. If I don't want to lips you, because you're at 35%, yikes, man.
I'm not going to lie. I think 35% is too low.
It's very low. I'll be honest. Okay, do you know what? Okay, do you know what it is? My advice to her, if it's a thing of like, if you're in the past, you haven't really found a guy attractive, your track record can show that you haven't really found attractive, but over time you found him more attractive, I would say go ahead with the wedding. Because you know there's room.
Yeah.
However, if you're someone who, like you know how you are, you know that this 35% I'm seeing is going to be 35% until until forever, but also the length of time you've been together. If you know that there's no room for it to grow, then then I think then don't go ahead with the wedding. Because I also think you have to think about what it is that you want. Is a marriage very important to you? Because unfortunately, sometimes some people, not me though, will have to compromise on certain things. Certain things I can't compromise on. Sorry, I'm not doing it. Do you get what I mean? Something I can't compromise on. So I think you need to think that is getting married very, very important to you. Think of how you will feel if you were single, when you're in the just think of these things. Have a sit down and really, really think about what you're gonna do moving forward, because the wedding is knocking.
But then at the same time, are we being
shallow?
Yeah, I was gonna say at the same time, are we being shallow? Because looks will always fade regardless. Like
no, but the attraction doesn't.
Can I be honest though? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she knows what she needs to do.
She just wants us to co-sign it.
I'm reading into it, and it's like you've already said you don't have fanny flutters. You've already expressed that like you've been out here living and enjoying your best life, and obviously that comes with attraction, as far as I'm aware. So I don't know. I feel like you know already that this ain't it.
You know.
Can I just ask a question?
Of course,
no, because you're not a sis. Just saying.
It's on period.
It's not called, bro, what would you do?
And this is why I kept my mouth closed, right?
I'm glad.
But I just wanted to ask, do you think maybe she's just kind of asking if, for example, this is likely to change in the future? The reason why I say that also, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, do you guys really believe it's 35%?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no need to lie about 35%.
No, the reason why I'm asking that is because it's like, how do you see somebody who's a 3.5 out of 10? 35%, 3.5 out of 10, right? And still say, yeah, here's my number. First date, second date, third date. Sleep together easy, continually.
Do you know what it is? It's
3.5 out of 10.
Let me tell you what it is.
Okay.
There's different levels to it, yeah?
Yep.
I could meet a guy and it starts off platonic, right? And even the environment we meet in it could even be work-based or whatever, right? So we're in communication. And through that period, we get to know each other.
So someone said, looks fade and you're already starting at 35%?
Bro, a word to the wise is enough. To be honest.
But you know, I get what you're saying. Where you're going with your point.
Yeah,
yes.
like I could meet someone in a completely platonic situation, right? And we interact and stuff. And even in our interaction stuff, I'm even thinking, you're actually quite cool. But it's not me thinking that I see a future with you. But I like, you're cool. I like talking to you. Like, do you know what I mean? And then he might express interest in me. And I'm just thinking, I'm not attracted to you, but I can catch a vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like I enjoy being in your presence because you're so cool and stuff. And then through that, you kind of end up dating. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think it can happen.
I think like I've had those situations where it's gone from friendship to like dating and whatever. But I also think as well, the way women are socialized is that like when you find a good guy, never let him go.
And so because he's never gonna come back around.
Yes, I've been with a good guy. When I told you this guy ticked all the boxes. But the attraction, and there were certain things I was like, it's just not there. And there's oh my gosh, it's the worst thing. I never want to go through it again, because that conflict of this person is a good man. On paper, this is who I should be marrying. This is who I pray to God for, right? However, there's certain things missing. But so you have to think about whether these things that are missing are big enough to you to call this off. Do you get what I mean? And unfortunately, it's just, if you do call it off, you're going to live for a while in that regret. Like I was like nearly a year thinking, damn, did I do the wrong thing? Did I do the wrong thing? Did I do the wrong thing? It's difficult. So that's why a guy will be 35% and as in you're attracted to him 35% and you go on with it, because with women it's like when you find a good one, never let him go, never let him go. And again, she even mentioned about the whole he knows her history, doesn't judge her for it. There's a lot of judgmental men out there. So I can imagine what it's been like for her. Do you get me?
I get why she's
difficult
moved forward with the situation, because it not even like it seems too good to be true, but that also can be a thing, innit? Like when you meet someone who ticks a lot of boxes, like no one's perfect. You're never gonna find a 100% person. Do you get what I mean? So I get that he's a 35 in regards to attraction, but it sounds like he ticks all the other boxes elsewhere. So if I'm honest, I think, sis, you just have to decide whether how you have to decide how important attraction is to you, because it's different for different people. Do you get what I mean? Some people can be with someone they're not completely attracted to, and they can overlook that because attraction isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And some people can't. So you just have to decide who you are, because I feel like also as well, women can be with someone they're not as attracted to in comparison to men. I don't think you lot can.
Men can't.
This is why I was highlighting.
I don't think you lot can.
Women, we do charity work.
And I always give this example, of like, let's say for example, Emmanuel, you liked Esther, right? Esther's my friend. And you've come to me and said, Gina, I like Esther. And I say to you, and Esther says, he's not my type. I'm not attracted to him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care. You'd still try and pursue Esther. Right? Whereas now, I've come to you because Esther's my friend and Esther finds you attractive. Esther's not your spec. You're like, okay, I didn't mean that in a rude way because I feel like, You're like, nah, Esther's not my type, right? I'm going to leave it at that.
I would never even look at you again in my life.
I'm not going to come to you and be like, oh no, but she's got a good
she's
heart,
so
or
lovely.
she's a good person,
Nah,
like
it's
she's going to be a
alright.
good wife. I'm going to respect your decision. And you're even if I came at you, you'd be like, she's not my type though. I don't find her attractive, and we're going to leave it at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to be fair though, I feel like that kind of changes even
The
with
older you
men.
get.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, because some of you lot, the girls you be posting on that Marks app, and the girls you be lusting over, it's not the girls that are by your side. I've noticed I've noticed the pattern, and I will not speak on that any further. But yeah,
Now you said everything that needs to be said.
So
They should receive the message.
Yep.
So what's you guys thingy for her?
I think for her, I think that I think she needs to look within. Is she someone who attraction can grow for her? Because some of us have done a good amount of charity work in our time. Think about whether attraction can grow for you. If it can, then I would say then go ahead with it, and other things will make it beautiful for you. If it can't, then I would say you gotta tap out. But also I would want her to reflect on why she wants to get married. Is marriage very, very important for her? And is this something that realistically she knows herself in it? Is it something you can work with? Don't think about the wedding. Don't think about the money being spent. Don't think about all those things. Sorry, but I think it's better to lose all those things than be in a miserable marriage.
Facts.
I will always say that. I will always champion that. Don't care about the embarrassment. Nothing. Don't care about anything about other than what you want moving forward. I think she needs to sit down and reflect. I think people always know what they want to do. They're just not always courageous enough to take that step. So
and even with the whole wedding stuff, right? Because it seemed this wedding's tomorrow, to be honest, right? So, and I get that, like, if it's a case of having to like step away from the wedding, you're gonna feel about the other person's feelings and stuff, But I think you have to be selfish.
You have to be selfish,
and because this is a lifelong commitment. So you actually in this situation have to be selfish and think about yourself, because this is your life. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, man. I honestly think she knows what she needs to do.
She knows
anyway.
what she needs to do. You just want to co-sign.
Yeah.
But we see you, sis. But as you guys know, every week we have asking for a friend and sis, what would you do? The number to send dilemmas into, or voice notes or texts, whatever you need to send in, is 075 6484 1073. You can also email tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. Do let us know what segment it's for. Is this asking for a friend? Is this what would you do? Let us know, and let's get into our last headlines for today.
So, remember we spoke about Alex Jones? Remember Alex Jones?
Yeah.
He's back, you know?
As in back creating content?
As in...
Or he's back in the news?
What should have done to him, yeah. So, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has been ordered to pay an extra $473 million for falsely claiming the Sandy Hook school shooting was a hoax. The judge's order brings to total the amount he has to pay following the defamation trial to $1.44 billion. Plaintiffs have asked for extra damages, citing Jones's utter lack of repentance and historic wrongdoing. Jones now admits the attack in which 20 children and 6 adults were killed on the 14th of December 2012 as 100% real. The case in Connecticut is one of 3 Jones is facing over the claims that the massacre in Newton, Connecticut was a staged government plot to take guns from Americans and that no one actually died. He had called the parents of the victims crisis actors and argued that some of them never actually existed. In the defamation trial, families of the 8 victims and an FBI agent who responded to the attack had sought at least $550
million. They allege that the right-wing radio host's misinformation led to a decade of harassment and death threats. The trial follows a similar case in Texas in August that saw Jones ordered to pay $49.3 million in damages to other Sandy Hook parents. The judge, Barbara Bellis, imposed extra punitive damages on the InfoWars host and his company on Thursday. And the last headline is to do with a professor from Warwick who went missing, trigger warning, and unfortunately they've now found his body.
Oh no.
Yeah. So police searching for a professor who vanished from a research trip to the Chilean desert in September said they have found his body. The University of Warwick academic Professor Tom Marsh went missing during a visit to La Silla Observatory. His body was found 5 kilometers from the observatory in the country's Atacama Desert. The authorities have not revealed the cause of the death. The founding professor of the university's astronomy and astrophysics group was reported missing from the observatory on the 16th of September, 2 days after arriving in the country. The 60-year-old from Rugby had been working on visiting an astronomer at the European Southern Observatory. In the Twitter update, the local police said that the body had been found in the face of an intense search by the team. It said that we are really sorry to deliver this sad news and express our condolences to his family and friends. His family had travelled to northern Chile to help with the search operation. And that's the end of the headlines. Sad, man.
That's very, very sad. Poor guy. But yeah. All right. What happened? Oh, sorry. All right, let's get into are we doing reaction today? Let's get into the reaction.
Yes. Huh? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so.
This room is
When the
hilarious.
card's on there, no one can hear you. That's what I said, you can
Oh,
talk.
yeah. All right, cool. So, it's going to be a short reaction.
Thank God.
I just wanted to talk about the fixtures for the next round of the Carabao Cup. So Blackburn Rovers are going to be playing Nottingham Forest. This is all going to take place on the 20th of December, by the way, Tuesday. Charlton Athletic are going to be playing Brighton and Hove Albion. Man City are going to be at home against Liverpool. Man United went through, which Mark didn't expect yesterday, and they're going to be playing Burnley. Milton Keynes Dons are going to be playing Leicester City. Newcastle United are going to be playing Bournemouth. Southampton are going to be playing Lincoln City, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are going to be playing Gillingham.
Alrighty.
Yeah, there's not much to report, to be honest with you. So, Man City basically have been handed a blockbuster draw against Liverpool, who were last season's winners. City, who are who have won the last 5 editions of the competition. So basically, they won 4 of their last 5 editions of the competition. Liverpool won 1, which is the last one. So yeah, everyone's kind of anticipating this being a big match. And obviously, it's not happening in the final. It's only happening in this next round. But yeah, the last time they met in the final was 2016, when Man City beat Liverpool in penalties after a 1-1 draw at Wembley. And yeah, that's it really.
Yeah, well done to United yesterday.
Yeah, man. They came from behind, right?
Decent game, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, yeah.
That's it?
That's it really, yeah.
All right. Well, our Donatia correspondent is not feeling under the weather, so send love to him and Yusuf. And let's get into the outro. Sword and everything.
Girl, they ready to get me fired. They didn't even want me to pass probation. I was thinking, now I'm going home to resign, bro. You can't fire me.
Go and get in there before they get
Literally. Get them for you get got.
Nah. You here to stay.
No, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Good. Love it. But guys, we appreciate you for always tuning into the show. Appreciate the shout out to the live crew as well, as always. Follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB. Comment, share the videos and do all that great stuff. Also, before you get out this video, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And you can also join the community.thenewblack.com. I believe Brent is taking some conversations over there.
Yeah.
Later. So we'd like to get you guys. Well, Brent would like to get you guys as. I got nothing to give you all anymore. Brent would like to get your opinion. I just think I'm petty as well, you know. Anyway, Brent would like to get your opinion on some stuff. So yeah, join the community, community.thenewblack.com. You will get prompted to download an app. Do it. If you want to send voice notes and text in for the show, also the number to call, it's 075-6484-1073. If you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, you can email the team the day after at thenewblack.com. It's been a great week. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we will see you back here on Monday.
Peace.
Peace.